switches and the transmission are all back here.
Really?
So if you take an automatic transmission out of something, the speed sensors, the RPM sensors, all this stuff, every one of them you gotta have to run the tranny, and they can't get any switches. Can't get any.
Huh.
So they're quite depressed about it.
Kind of in line with the semiconductor shortage thing.
Yeah, that's sort of what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But
might
he
not
did send me, Amy sent me
hard time though.
the deal last time, and I did,
Yeah.
But at least they're not having millions of dollars of losses like COVID did to them. So, that's better, at least that's not why the rates are going.
That's 30 days to appeal
Yeah, Weyerhaeuser, growing our team in Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia,
Roman, can I ask my question?
Yeah, and
It's
New
a
Zealand.
technical question.
and Australia, and Indonesia,
It's a couple of them.
and South Africa, and other places, yeah.
that. They're starting at $23.
Let's see, I want to find my.
There ain't nowhere to live up there though.
Yeah,
You know, Dallas, Columbia Falls, either one of them.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
the school in Dayton, they call it Red Bullet Houses at the lake,
Oh, can I say?
Oh, yeah.
I probably didn't
because
think of
otherwise they
that.
have nowhere to put their teachers, so they rent houses
I was thinking
for
about
August,
it.
September,
Everybody does.
November,
I was thinking about
and
that.
then we do it again for last half of March,
I
if
told
it's
you,
warm enough
it's
to
like
get
I
to May
am
and June,
cooking, I
because
have
they don't have any
everything
houses for
all
teachers.
over the counters. Now,
Yeah, well, it's
Here's
kind of
a
the same
question.
way here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's
when we
tough.
talk about
I
numbers, we're
understand.
talking about
Yeah.
just.
The one guy that's on the school board down there at St. Regis, he built that big place, I don't know, do you know where Sherman Oaks lives, out at the
Yeah.
end of Mill Creek?
Yeah.
When you go out the cutoff and you go past Tamarack and you look off to your right, you can see a big place.
There's a
out-
big place back
New,
in there.
new big place,
Yeah.
yeah. The guy that built that, he's on the St. Regis school board. And he also bought, I think he owns now, I think he owns the old, used to be the old senior citizen center right across from the school.
Sure.
At one time back in the, whenever it was student housing,
I mean, you wouldn't
when they
compare
just brought a
saying.
bus
When
to the
they were
west.
at boarding.
Yeah,
We're here.
And that was the West End before, the whole lot
Yep,
of it, yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have a high school up there, they
So
only
these
had two
numbers are
grade
referring
schools.
to.
Right, and I
So we talked
remember
about-
people that grew up in that boarding
Okay.
there.
So
I can't
then-
remember who they were now, but they
Oh,
lived
the
in Cooper's.
Coopers, Don and Dennis Cooper,
So
they both.
Yeah, they talked
Yeah.
about
I have-
boarding.
Roberts wanted to.
They were talking to Rosted's
Smaller groups.
when I saw him
Well,
at a meeting
I-
with Helen,
Have our
and,
own adopted rules.
a couple of golf kids and whatever else, because what they did is they either went into Miles City and boarded, the kids way over there did,
Maybe we should.
or a lot of
Because then
people like
here's
White
some
Sulphur Springs
confusion
in
we
that
have
country,
with
when
this.
they were doing it, they went to Helena and boarded for the
When
winter,
we.
66
discussed
miles.
an issue with
They boarded for the, it's a big deal to get to go home for Christmas, they say, oh crap, we have to feed cows, we have to own horses, you know? But that's what they did, yeah. Yeah, but it was interesting to have those guys talking about it, because I hadn't realized that they boarded in St. Regis until then. That was-
Yeah, I don't remember the years that they quit, you know, I mean, I wasn't around, but I don't think I
Sit
knew
around like
every
that.
day's story.
And maybe even when the.
But I know
workers come
Cooper's
to their
been boarding
feeling
there
naked
for a
up
while.
there, I don't know.
They were good.
I think Cooper's might have been one of them.
So the only reason that I know
Yeah,
that is
I don't wanna
that
start
they're
breaking those
shoestring
protocols,
relatives
because then
of
before you
mine.
know it, we will
So
be.
my stepmom
But
was
the
a Cooper.
Kirkland had those guys
Dennis
differently.
Cooper was her
But
dad.
in a typical meeting,
The guy who got electrocuted at the
the
Salty
discussion is
substation,
between the
Shocking experience.
Yeah.
Put their 2 cents
when the
in.
substation was there
Oh,
for
you don't have- In the
Milwaukee,
past, we've kind of done it to kind
he got blown up.
last year, want
But he'd
everybody to
grown
feel
up there.
involved. Yeah, it's not required.
And,
So
I could see his face,
And then.
and I could see his wife's face, and I can't remember the name.
Yeah, the old school there at Saltese is still standing, old Dave Mangold that owns all the rest of that stuff in
Yeah.
Saltese, he owns it too.
Yeah.
Discuss the topic or.
Stores firewood on the outside, I don't know what he's done with the
And then
inside.
if
Wow.
it's second,
You know, it has those
then
old
we
timbers
discuss
in the
it.
roof that.
Oh, yeah,
Laminated ones that
Discussion
are,
related to stuff.
yeah.
So you could open the topic and have a little bit of a discussion, but then when it comes to a vote, if they're
Yeah.
further, like, now people gotta put their vote down, maybe there's some last minute,
Wow.
and then that's not, you put
nitpicking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nitty gritty, yeah.
Right, you know,
otherwise
that's
we're
what you
gonna
did,
have
because you had no
several,
other way.
yeah.
What's going on, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then we
well,
can
I
just
know when-
talk about this.
when I
and
grew
then-
up in Callis,
Still bring the 40,
They never,
laying out the ground,
Yeah.
da 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 da.
they never run
So
a
why
sports
would
bus
the day after
for
we
any
say, well,
sports team.
I'd like for you
No,
to
you
decide
You
whether
went out
you're
for
gonna
sports, you lived in
close
town.
the
Or
road
you
and
drove.
take it on, or if you're gonna.
Yeah, but
maybe
most
do
people lived in
something.
town.
Yeah, most of
Somebody
them.
wants
You
to
didn't have
make
any
that motion
choice.
Second, then there could be further discussion. Okay, so Joe, are you gonna pay for half of it, or, you know,
Yeah,
whatever
that's-
follow-up questions come?
But you were a
But yeah, we
boarder.
kinda need a
Yeah.
general idea of the topic.
Yes, that's why. I was
See, the
gonna
boarding
do-
school in Lewistown
And
is a
so then
hotel
when you
now.
say,
Oh,
is there
really?
any further
Yeah, they had a boarding, the dormitory where they boarded,
Right, right.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called, the hotel something, but it's beautiful, they rebuilt it.
Hotel California.
Yeah, just about, no, but it's gorgeous, Wayne, you it's really, really nice, it's on the hill.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
Oh,
close.
you know that
Right,
country
but
over
I
there,
was-
the old big old
I'm not sure what.
motel that was in Big Timber.
Now, I don't know what they
It's a
mean by that.
fancy-
Yeah,
Because
so
if
I
you
was a
make a
little
vote, how can you
What's the
cast a
name
vote
of
if
it?
you're?
Oh, I'll think of it,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
there for years,
Okay.
yeah,
Was it
I
the
got
Long Branch?
Well, unless they're talking about those larger groups.
I think
where
it
they-
was, yeah.
I can't remember.
You know, they don't vote. unless
So
it's
we
like-
stayed in that when we helicoptered
I
over
mean,
there.
there's different.
Really?
rules,
Yeah,
rules.
yeah.
There's only three of us,
Yeah.
so we all three have to vote.
So there was like-
Yes, right.
But there's some
I wanna
places
say
where
there
like the
was
mayor
4
won't vote
motels in Big
Okay.
unless
Timber,
it's a tie between the
One of
board
them
and
was
the
a
council, and
Super
then he
8,
votes. Otherwise,
right there off
keep
the
doing that.
interstate.
The first exit,
Okay.
yeah.
so.
And a lot of the guys
Okay,
stayed
so I
there.
still can, if the discussion's
But
gonna come from me.
If you didn't have
Oh,
a
yeah.
Maybe I
trailer,
wouldn't
it was
be
too
in
cold
the
or
right
something, you know, and you
Yep.
weren't living in your trailer,
Right,
you went and
right.
rented a room.
And it still
But a
passes,
bunch of them
that's fine.
rented from that place, and
Yeah,
they gave them
but
a
the
monthly,
small board
Super
like
8
us,
wouldn't give them
that
a
one
monthly.
probably would not
But
apply.
the big
That
hotel,
At
place
least
yeah,
for
did.
those large town councils where
that's
there's.
cool, they did.
Yeah.
On the,
Hello, this is
Okay.
Molly.
Oh, and so I've read this before. We should have our
I can hear
motions.
you now.
So we know what we're going to make our motion.
oh,
And in one of the places I read it would even be on the agenda. I don't know about that, but,
at my executive board room, we never had a motion written out. because-
okay.
Because during the conversation of the topic, there might be all kinds of things,
Well, and then you could,
and then people might want to amend the motion.
yep, and then you would amend, or then you would amend the
Yeah, well,
amendment.
you have to go type it up again. or-
No,
Yeah.
because we just have, my thought is because of having to repeat the motion. You know I made some pretty muddy motions and how they ever got repeated, how you were able to,
Oh,
you know.
oh yeah,
And
'cause some of them
so-
are a little bit complicated, especially when it comes to Andy.
The other hotel was at the end of Main Street there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they turned it into a
Cosine Road.
really
And
good
so
place on the
I'm
first
concerned
floor,
about
and they
being able
quit
to reach
renting
out
rooms
to
for
let
like
it
20
say, oh,
years.
let's keep- okay,
Oh,
so
really?
the
There was a
budget
whole
is
deal
I could
to
write
it.
it.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
SDR,
Well,
short-term
and
rental
when-
deal took
well,
off.
we can have it be stated and vote on it.
They
if we-
started doing that.
you know,
When I
Yeah.
talked to the
Right.
county attorneys down there,
Okay, because I just wanted to
they
be
were
able
making
to.
whorehouse money off short-term rentals for that
oh,
thing.
I bet.
And then they forgot, it's not just the summer, so then now they're
Okay.
open for hunting season, et
There's just too
cetera.
much material
And then
to
because the
read
Boulder
together,
River and that
it
stuff
gets
is so
too
good.
confusing.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're
Yeah,
all
we were working
Yeah.
a job up at Melville.
distinguish between.
Or Millville,
Yeah.
behind,
Large,
yeah, Lawrence
small.
Grossfield's country
Yeah,
back up there,
yeah.
yeah.
And then
Because, you know, some
towards the mountains,
Some,
is that the,
That's the crazy
bodies
thing.
yeah,
make
the
their
little
own.
That
crazies
is
or
steep
something?
ass stuff.
come in,
Yeah.
adjust their
Yeah,
rockers.
those are ice
like
cream
in
cone
Florida,
trees.
Wind.
In the subcommittee.
Oh, my
Lots of wind, but the
The ones
trees are
that
like
clear
this.
the bill before it goes to the floor.
This big around on the
They-
bottom,
they
about
don't
40
require a
feet
second.
tall.
Yeah, and 40
They'll be
feet
like
tall, they're
20
this
of them.
high on the top.
Yeah.
So when
They'll
you're
be
done,
like
those guys
table
were,
and
Yeah.
the first
say,
guys
I
who
move
boarded
we,
it on this country over there,
fishing
by
game
Sulphur
policy
Springs.
in schools.
Ball says had
Hey,
a
all
mill
in
there and
favor, say
stuff.
aye.
This
There's
was
no
in the
second
70s.
required.
Yeah.
And
But
so
in
some
normal
guys from over here ended up over there
you have to
cutting
have a
trees
second.
because they ran out of
Not a
guys that
second, then the
couldn't cut
motion
enough
fails,
trees for the
dies.
Forest Service.
So I don't know how
And
that
so
works.
they started loading trucks and they had all the butts one way.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
wait
They
a
have to
second.
do that
people.
if somebody
So
else was better.
the one end of the truck is like a third full and the other end is over the
It's,
pigs, you
there's
know,
just
it's
so
like,
much
wait,
information,
you gotta
it's
load
really
these.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we doing here? No.
Wally, I did want to let you know
Yeah.
that the sheriff isn't going to come in this morning.
Okay.
So,
So he's looking for the email you were asking about.
Yeah.
I gave him a better clue what it is, so he's
Oh,
just
good.
looking through it. We're gonna find it.
I know it's hard to search. I could search because I know all different words to use, but to tell someone else, but I'm glad that you were able to help.
You know what, help us, so we're trying to find that, we'll get it. But see, I was impressed that Mako explained what they'd done, I just didn't realize they'd done that, because I was with you, the old days, they had it a different way, but see, then
Oh, yeah.
the reinsurance gets in the way of what they drive for policy.
Yeah.
So that's what did it.
What's distressing to me is that it didn't transfer, with all of the changes. Like, I have all my old policies, so I have to go look for it. I mean, where the directive is there that you need to, MACO will always be consulted. I think that I sent it out and people had to cut it out and put it in their policy manual.
Yeah, I don't know whether you just didn't do it the easy way, but I don't know.
Did we do anything about
Fat
I
fingers,
don't think
man.
I saw that.
that?
Oh, yeah, I did.
No, no,
I
I
have to,
haven't
yep.
looked. I did 52 hours
That'll
this
take
week
us
to
all
write
day.
down.
And if
I'm
you
supposed to
leave
be
it there.
for the county.
I had called and left a message.
I know, I got the message. I just
No.
have not had a chance, because
I
I've
did
got it.
52 hours here.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Testa.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything.
But you can say it. No, it's
Let's take it
amazing.
to the hall.
Yesterday, it was on the phone.
Let's take it to the hall.
Huh? Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Well, let me just tell you.
Okay.
The saga. Oh. No, I'm not supposed to talk. Yeah.
I know.
What,
You could write it down.
to say you like her hair?
I
Yeah.
was gonna tell you the story.
I like your vest too, so there I'm not favored.
And I like your pen, it's snazzy there. No, the one in your
That
pocket.
is a nice,
The one in your pocket.
this one says Big Creek Plumbing.
Really, it does?
That's my nephew.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Lives up in the
Oh, I thought it was Big Creek from the West End. There was Big
Yeah,
Creek.
it is.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
and I see, I have all that stuff.
So his dad grew up there. That's it. I got your email about yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
yeah. Oh, nothing.
Yeah. Make those strongly against it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, that big pile. So anything determined from this or no? Anything we need to, about anything?
I don't know, I mean, it's kind of a general one, so I
Yeah.
don't know how the particulars might narrow. I mean, like, some of those do apply to us and some don't, like I said, the
Yeah.
chair can vote in ours.
So I'll just follow this stuff. Just this little bit here is. Okay. I was just asking him these questions. Personal remarks during debate are out of order. The debate among who? Well, that's us. We're the only people debating. Members, I have been asking for clarification on this. Members does refer to us. You agree, right? The members
Yeah.
refers to us.
Members
So-
of the board, yeah.
So discussion would be not open to the public until a public meeting, but that's us. Which one, this? I don't know, is that we have the right to talk about it? I don't think they, because I did a lot of research on that. I told him there's too much information, it's driving me crazy. Yeah, it's too much. So if I just follow this.
As
little-
Besley would.
Yeah,
would have.
yeah. I think it goes to, we're all, not one of us is better than the other, and we all have equal rights. I think it goes to that. And I'm expecting, with any mistakes I make, the two guys with the experience will help me get it right.
Oh, no. We don't know everything. We'll leave you hanging dry.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you the old deer in the headlight look.
Yeah.
Huh? What do you mean?
And then I do want to call Mackenzie at some point and talk about the correct way to notice personnel issues.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good conversation.
So, we're not doing that.
No. But we can,
Does he understand that?
yeah, he came to that conclusion because he had concerns too. But, somehow the name would get moved down.
I don't see that as being a problem.
Oh, I do, but
I mean, if it's
was,
posted.
oh, if it's posted, yeah, no, I mean just this
Oh,
morning,
oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, I didn't think that was good.
Yeah, that made me so uncomfortable. I mean, if we wanna talk about just the process,
Yeah.
that's
exactly.
fine, but,
Yeah, but we can't be involved in it because we're the last line.
Right.
You
Who
know,
would he,
when somebody
Who would
is let go,
someone-
there's they give the grievance policy, so if they wanna grieve
right.
what happened, then they come before the board of commissioners.
Right, and what we have done in the past is then had a closed session, let the person talk, and you, when you open the session, you give your determination if we are supporting the decision of the sheriff to terminate, or, and so I'm thoroughly confused.
so is ongoing litigation, is it still legal to close a meeting on ongoing litigation?
If there is in fact, it can't be perceived or worry of future litigation, it has to be actual ongoing.
Actual ongoing.
But yeah, people would say, oh, this is for litigation strategy, have you been sued? No, well, then you don't get to close a meeting, because you haven't even been sued yet, so.
So, this is a no, I told the sheriff.
That's kind of. I mean, did you keep him running this one?
I don't know, but we don't get to do that.
No. but
Yeah, I don't know.
most
Well, there's a
certainly
good
don't-
question, yeah.
Most certainly don't get to do that.
See, that's why it takes more, it takes 3 heads, because I didn't think about that. For me, it was, you can't do that. Oh, yeah, good question.
That's it? Not a boss, wasn't a boss.
And the boss can't do anything. There's, crazy. Should I start the claims?
Sure.
Okay. Yes?
Name tags.
Whose name tag can you see?
You're Roman today, right? And you're Dawn?
That's right.
That's right.
They still call me late for dinner, but you can call me Don.
Did we ever get the phone working?
I didn't know it wasn't.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I
it
did
didn't
try
have- I
calling
was-
here during the LAPC meeting and it sent me to the phone tree.
Yeah, so it doesn't even power up, no.
I'll bet somebody unplugged it. Look,
Well,
they did. I'll bet you.
so where's the cord? So there's a blue cord that runs to it.
So that blue cord, shouldn't that
That
be
gray cord
plugged into
right
the
there is
wall?
not plugged in.
Well, it's plugged in right here.
Ah. And what is the gray cord to?
I don't know.
Well, there's only one cord.
Gray cord is to nothing. It's right there and there.
Yeah, there's only one.
Huh.
Unless that plug in
that's-
don't, unless that plug in don't work. Let's see if it works over there. Maybe not. How the hell do you get that?
Well, that is interesting. Because, and it was interesting to me, I got a phone tree when I called. I tried to reach the LAPC meeting in here.
Let's see if we get any power out of it over here.
And
That's pretty, it should like.
Mark, what's going on in the community?
Nope, nope. Huh. Look at them. Must be tits up.
Today's supposed to be the warmest day of the week, I guess.
Gotta be a switch.
46.
Are we getting to 40?
That's what my wife said too.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. It was like that last spring.
Where's that gray
They
plug?
said at 3 in the morning. Oh.
See where it's.
Oh, that's just a
Well,
phone.
Get it for dark.
It goes over
Headset,
here.
handset. Huh.
Doesn't help.
Oh, there you go. It's the cord. Got a red light flashing there. Or you did have. Huh, it wasn't plugged in?
I don't know, I just wiggled this blue cord a little bit. So maybe the blue cord is bad, maybe you need to switch out that gray one for the blue one.
Isn't the headset just great? Comes so long.
But you'd have to pull that gray one back over.
over.
Hell, it's working now.
Yeah, you're a genius.
Unsolved mysteries, I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
You know, Dwayne, if you give me a set of wire cutters, I can fix this for you.
Well, you know, long, long ago and far, far away, we were supposed to have a post right here that all that stuff was
Long
run
time
through. so
forgotten,
they-
huh?
Yeah. You seen how that,
Yeah, that went pretty well.
yeah, they were afraid to get in the rough, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't blame them. While you guys are pantyways, did you see my truck this morning? I blew the 1.5 feet off the top of it on the way. There's still 9 inches of snow, solid ice frozen on top of my truck and top of it, sitting there, after driving all that distance. And it is just like, when you chip the top, it's like driving in sugar. It's just like frozen sugar. It's insane. Yeah, so I had more damn tractors stuck yesterday than you could imagine.
Well, that road between Bonner and the Drummond rest area was,
Tough.
yeah, when I went to Helena, both lanes were still icy
Yeah.
with
Oh, we
the
got
grooves
these,
in it.
Yeah.
And of course, there was like a strip 3 foot wide bare
That's
in the
all.
left lane, so every semi, bus, motorhome, U-Haul was puttering in the left lane.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to like dare the ice rink to get out around and then pull back in where you could get a traction again. There were a lot of people in the ditch and the median. Well, I saw one on my way over, but I saw lots of marks from others.
Oh, lots. But when you get just past us there, you know where we are there, when you get past us, the third street, we've killed 6 there this winter.
6.
6 people.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. And then right in front of us, you went on Wednesday?
I went on one.
If you went on Wednesday, right in front of us, there was a semi sitting on the road. Right
Yeah,
under
yeah.
you.
I'll go in eastbound, semi pulled off on the shoulder.
And guess what? He pulled over, got out, walked around the truck, looked at
Right
it,
into
kicked
it.
off some stuff, went around, got back into it, had gelled it then, and sat in it, and we found him dead Thursday morning at 7.
Really, froze to death?
He didn't freeze to death. We think he had a heart attack. They haven't got the autopsy yet.
Really?
But the
Yeah, I
flashers,
buy that truck.
and he had his flashers going at first, and then there was clear tracks where he walked around the whole
What time was he out doing his stuff and what time was he found dead?
I think they found him dead about 7:15 in the
Oh, well,
morning.
then you-
My guys
I
were
guess you
up
better.
checking cows
On Thursday morning?
Thursday morning, but when they
It's
looked
so
over the
fancy, I'll
flashers,
remember to give it
they
back.
were amazed. The truck was still there, but the flashers were off. They thought, what's the deal?
Did the battery go dead on?
Don't know. Didn't find out, but that was weird.
They were on when I was checking.
Oh, really? That was Wednesday,
I
yeah.
gotta get back in the swing of things
But
when
that
it
was,
rains not
I
here.
And everybody, you couldn't,
Oh,
even,
do you
you
want
know,
to?
even someone
No,
would
but
stop
I
and
will.
check on them.
Let me see
It
how
was
far
too
I can get.
dangerous to
You
stop.
can if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want, but if you don't want to,
I don't know who
But
came,
give me
I think
something.
MHP came, because they called, I think Shane called MHP and said, this is down, and Control sent one of their people.
Because before, right before that truck, somewhere closer to the, closer to Tura,
Yeah.
there was a guy in the median, he was probably trying to pass and lost it. And there was a patrolman there,
Yeah,
so I think then another 15 miles up the road was that semi.
well,
So that same patrolman probably went and checked on that,
I don't think so, yeah.
yeah.
That is goofy though, that they, I just was surprised that they didn't say for sure that he had a heart attack or a stroke or what, I don't know, I didn't write it down to see,
do
but
you want me to put the
anyway.
calculator
We
in
plugged
between
into the
us?
tech,
No,
it's
I-
still sitting there,
Okay.
but Tim is dead, because the flashers were on. Why is it still sitting there today and the stacks are running, there's no black coming out of it, you know? And before him, if you look down on the right side, there's like 35 inch posts missing along the railroad track there.
On,
When I went out there Sunday.
just
working
people
cows
adding it up.
And working on a backhoe battery.
I don't think
This
it's,
guy went off the Beaver Tail Hill in a semi, drifted off to the right there on that ice, got in the fence, and then he just put it to the floor. So there was black smoke shooting out of the stacks like 20 feet in the air.
Trying to keep his momentum up to get back to
To
the
get back on the highway, what he did is he got, the duels got on the fence. So he took all these fence posts out and he wound up that wire.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. So they said it took 6 hours to pull him out of the ditch.
And nip all that wrapped up barbed
Well,
wire.
what they had to do, I guess, is pull the duels off the back to get the barber off of it.
Really?
But he broke like 30 fence posts. I bet DOT is really bad at him because
Now,
that's a
is
lot
that
of
close
work.
enough where your cows are on the highway again?
Oh, yeah.
Really? It's by your spot? 'Cause
Yeah.
You remember the story when your cows, I
Your
down
colonel
here,
ran into one of my cows. Yeah.
I did some hot driving and got around and they were everywhere and then the colonel came by in his personal car bringing his mom from the airport.
Yeah.
And he drilled one of your,
He drilled a, he
what do
drilled
you
a
call
Galloway
it,
cow.
long-haired Highlander?
Yeah,
I
Highlander was a
don't
Highlander
really
Galloway
remember
cross cow.
what we do with this.
Huh?
Guess
I
what
don't
they
really
went out?
remember
Why?
Because they
what
cut
we
the
do with
fence.
this.
Who's they?
The dopers.
So we did.
Oh,
I don't know who they were, they sure caused us trouble for like 2 years.
Meal
They had a bunch of
Friday.
pot farms,
What
but
is
what they
this?
did, Robert, is all that copper wire,
Dave Green.
they stole all the copper wire off the fences in the railroad.
oh.
That's what we
So
noticed.
that was it, they cut the fence to get in and out and not be detected while they were.
Right, and they also cut it because the fences along the frontage road were all smooth wire that was copper
Oh,
from
good.
the telephone, because the railroad gave it to them,
Mm-hmm.
so they have fences.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And then they went to the field where all this aluminum pipe was.
Yeah.
And guess what they did with that?
Checks.
They took a chainsaw.
Oh,
And went down their feet.
okay.
You cut the aluminum ring like this big, 8-inch and stuff, cut it into 8-foot pieces that would fit in the back of a
I
pickup.
don't know, because,
So every 8
but
feet,
here's
there's
this,
a
so,
pile of aluminum
Yeah,
chips going in.
Yeah.
Here's a pile of aluminum chips.
Aluminum sawdust.
Aluminum sawdust. So they did.
no,
That was a pretty
it's,
icky patch. Those guys.
Mako, Terminator.
Big time dopers.
and it was two department heads though, because it is two department heads.
Years ago.
When we had, if you sent the type in the commissioner's email, it's gotta be there, but when you want to hear it 10, I can look until 10.
His name was.
A year ago. So I have one old policy on the bookshelf. I think it says policy.
Okay.
Maybe I could look through there. Maybe it's in there and it just never got transferred. And not that we're covered either way, but I'd just like to research that stuff because I bet you that Kellan knows. Any department head, I think would know.
All right.
Okay, and this. So, I forget what I'm looking for here.
Exactly. Hey, there, so when we traded for that, guess what my guys went?
Oh, okay.
And
Didn't
they
match
pulled it up by
this.
the wrist. And those guys were so pissed off. And they ruined all these
Okay,
people's questions.
so I
They
don't
didn't
need
do
to
it.
check any of these.
Big this.
This one, yeah, we have to sign this.
The doctor hires her
Awakening my brain.
Yeah.
He did. The way they found it.
I was really afraid of
It's
forgetting
like 38
everything.
for a while. But see, he
Yeah.
had done that for years, and then right after they busted him, they busted someone in eastern Montana. Big time
I'll get your signature on that.
We had a similar deal, but they were paying like $40,000 a month. Well, you heat a barn in a big timber in the middle of the winter
Yeah,
with electricity, I mean, that's a lot of
yeah,
money.
that was when Montana Power had our rates way down.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's right or wrong or anything.
Oh, I don't know either, I'm not a judge. Did you bring that to your meeting?
We can do that. Do we need
I
to?
like your hat. It's a nice
Do we need
hat.
what?
Yeah, it doesn't have flaps to keep your ears warm. They're great here. It's kind of like a combination of Irish hair and it's pretty much what it is. Every kind of says, we get lots of insulation.
You know, I also had a phone call from DOT about the railroad crossing going in on Tammy Drive. He's gonna send some paperwork, and then I'll give it to you guys to look at.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say about that.
What's wrong with it?
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
They're putting in the new railroad crossing and with the cement.
It's Boston Scotia.
And the arms.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what they do.
it is.
They're supposed to do them in sequence,
Yeah.
but somewhere a few years ago, they fell out of sequence. We did that crossing in Fishing Access in St. Regis,
Yeah.
and I think after that, it all fell out of sequence.
Yeah, I can't stop. I got
Well,
like
Brenda
six-
Schneider
Good for you.
told me that they're doing that at my house, and I thought mine was on schedule this year, and I should have asked the DOT guy. You're doing Tammy Drive, I thought you were doing, Iron Mountain, because Brenda had told me they were doing ours. We don't necessarily want ours done, it might take up space, I think I talked to you about this, so that a semi-trailer couldn't,
Make it,
yeah.
yeah, and that, but you're in the city there, aren't you? So that they're communicating with the city, not T-Bone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brenda said she would make a note and tell them, to make sure they
Yeah.
check, because,
And the other thing to remember is we're responsible if anything happens to it.
okay,
If somebody runs into it, it's shoots
Yeah.
into it.
That's why we kind of want to be involved to
yeah.
placement of the box, because I've got one at Frenchtown, you seen the one just west of Frenchtown? Right when they come along that frontage road, they make the sharp corners over the track, and everybody would miss the curve on the ice or whatever, and they slam into that electrical box, so that Missoula County would pay for it. You want to pick the placement of your box wisely.
Do you think there was anything else, any other emails I got that
There you go, same time.
I needed to bring
Good
forward?
choice of caps, it's here as bad as the Scotch caps, I think I have 5 or 6, yeah, which is nice.
You get that one.
Well, I'm surprised. It's just like, even though this one's old, it actually.
Oh,
like,
no.
it reads really good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we will read
So
it.
he's one of the people that I got a comment to.
That's been a while since I've had a cat like this. So
He's one to appeal that, he appeals.
But then there are years ago too, it's better off, it's
Whatever
whatever.
happens.
Oh.
Years to get it went down and just-
Andy's already told him, no.
Because it keeps.
He doesn't live in Mississippi.
I didn't know that they had to, that was something I was gonna ask Andy about,
And then we used to think.
that if somebody operates a truck like that,
They
they
don't have to.
Yeah.
But last year, he, maybe the last 2 years, his license no valid. So that is, as long as somebody respects it.
Right.
Randy to go into his,
Yeah,
he
it
lives
was probably,
friends
as soon as I showed him this one, like, I know he wears these type of
Why
clothes.
should we drive?
He's like, yeah, it's just
Right.
like the same thing. It's
Inspect
like,
these
just come in and get dry cleaned.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's like, I got a big
Right
carpet
here,
bag
you
full
know.
of them that I hadn't used for years, and
Yeah.
I just took them
I
in.
talked to him a little bit about it.
And that's fine, works great, yeah.
It'll be coming up.
People don't understand when we were a kid and we told us.
I have a grandchild who's gonna call me up, but he chipped a tooth.
We didn't believe it.
Oh.
So you guys mind if during the admin business if I take a call from my
Oh,
grandchild?
Very. Or how,
People just, they told us that in the 3rd grade. We thought,
too many rules.
they were right. Yeah. It took us this long to figure it out.
Did you chip a tooth?
So when I got this thing, it's just like it fits perfectly, it's just like it's sized, because, yeah, they size it to your head, you still know what size you want.
Yeah.
Just like it's a simple,
Yeah.
here, okay. And then I bought 2, just this past week I had a few more sent to me, and they were too big, so I sent them back, and
See if you're
it's
okay
just
with
like
minutes
return
changed.
policy on their form, it's just like, well, I wanna try another, I wanna try the same size. I just wanna see what happens. Yeah, they sent me 2 more, so as I put those other ones back in the middle of the
That's
return
what
zone, it's just
he
like.
said, right? That's why I said that.
Yeah.
It's like, good.
That's what, I mean, that doesn't, otherwise that doesn't make any sense.
Can't isolate the county.
Yeah.
It's serious.
Right, right, you're right.
That's just a spelling thing.
Somewhere.
One place I know this guy, a hat stretcher now, there's 3 of them in the East of the Mountains, and the only one west of the mountains.
I didn't finish it yet.
Okay.
The hat maker,
I got it.
hats, et cetera.
Okay.
He's got a stretcher. And the nice part is, instead of right down, just a little tiny bit, and he'll do a stretch it out, I think I leave it for you. You can't just get you to stretch it out for 5 minutes. But he's got one like that, and then we used to try to find the ball, sometimes to do it, with the sniper, like, for the seconds, just so that she's, yeah.
Oh, right here.
No, she, well, no, she's really good.
Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah, I got it, yeah, good catch.
Yeah.
That's something.
And I'll put him this way.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
just like, this guy's too, because just like, I can just take this thing off, go to my office.
Yeah. I still think it's a shirt.
Yeah.
I just pop one button, stuff it into that
That's
cover.
what I do, in my bulk. I got a couple summer ones, so we can try really get this thing everywhere, so this is. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, ever since I got it, yeah. Last month I got these ones, so it's just like I'm wearing them for a month now.
That's all that matters.
Went into Missoula yesterday,
That's the key.
come back and right there by Harvey's, there was small herd elk. They weren't on the freeway side of the fence, but they weren't very far from it. I don't know if they were eating.
So they were right before the Sear exit, up in his
on the other
field?
side,
The
on
only thing is,
on this fifth grade.
Oh, okay. Running the right side, when you're going west on the right side?
You know, it's like me and Scott's cats. Nobody wears them.
They were staying on his side, but I
Looked like
guess-
about 7 of them.
Yeah, they're looking good though.
Kevin Cameron.
Yeah. That herd been about 7 for a long time.
Yeah, we had, you know, 1 year ago, that's what it says.
Yeah.
I had a big, I guess I told you, I had a big, beautiful, majestic white wolf come by the house and had, well, it was only 30 yards from my house. My wife and I were watching TV, she goes, is that dog barking on a TV show, or is that, and I went out there and I have a big old flashlight. There was this, it looked like one of those Walt Disney,
That flashlight ought
Wolves,
to be
you know.
on your rifle.
it was white with black on the rear end and
Wow.
the tail,
I don't think I've ever seen a white.
and it was huge.
Now you got Candace scared.
Yeah,
No,
a big bad wolf.
I would have had that one.
That's what I said. That flashlight should be on his rifle.
Huh?
You know, we've got a solid white
Over
one that's really
the
been
Chinese
this
one?
brief too.
No, I didn't know, did you see it?
But the damn thing is half goofy.
I got a text from my aunt who lives in Southern
For sure,
California.
his head is a
I'd
whole
seen it.
different shape.
Yeah, 'cause I said it was over
The
Montana.
rest of him looks like a wolf, but his head is just totally different. Or he's got plenty of brass, so.
Huh.
They took extra pictures of your property. I
Of
don't
my
know,
house.
I don't know why they're interested in where you live, but, huh?
Wonder why they would do that.
I don't know. I must know something about you, Candace.
We
They
got
tell lots of jokes.
some landscaping we like?
Maybe so.
They know she's a good joke teller. Candace is always a good joke.
Yeah, they're trying to get some intel from. I
Bigger
have
for
one
shit.
professor sign is now in the.
Yeah, if it's administrative business.
Yes, it's from last week.
Oh, it's from last week.
Who's the acting chairman last week?
So you'll need the chair, do you know?
Well, I mean, it's for that sign request, name change, but it's.
It's got one
supposed to be
signature line?
the chair of the county commission.
Oh, okay.
The chair was not
Dawn
here
is
last
the new
week.
chair, so when she comes back, you can get
She
her,
wasn't here. Did she sign it?
ask her what she feels comfortable signing it.
Or just?
She may have,
I can sign it.
he's the, yeah, he was the acting chair.
I really want you to sign it.
I will sign it.
Thanks.
I'll sign it, John Terry.
Okay. That would be fantastic.
What else did I do up in your office?
Sure. Sounds good.
All right.
What else is new?
Yeah, anything exciting going on in the
3 subdivisions at the same time.
3?
Yeah,
What do we got going?
which is just crazy. So you have Shy Rock, it's almost ready for final plat approval, and Lone Meadows, and Clark Fork Meadows. 3 major subdivisions. It's been great. It's been fun.
No wonder we haven't seen you.
It's
Are,
really busy.
are all those gonna be involved in the planning board, or just- are these ones past planning
They're
board?
past planning board, so they're
They've
just
already-
final plat approval on.
Oh, okay, all of them are final.
Did you find it?
No, I'm gonna go through my old policy.
And pull it out of there
Uh-huh.
and see if it's in there.
Yeah, and Candace might know a quick one. I'm looking for.
Institutional memory is always a hard thing to find.
Because you're getting Alzheimer's?
That's been a fantasy for me for years.
Institutional memory, I forgot where I left it.
Was Gareth Halgren still a commissioner when you started, Roman, or not?
Who's that?
Gareth Halgren used to work for Fish and Game, but he was a commissioner for years.
I don't
His
remember.
only comment about that was, is that, you know, Wally is a pain in the ass, he's got a memory worse than an elephant, he remembers everything, don't say shit around him.
Oh, you mean better than an elephant?
Much better,
Much
it's
better.
worse if you don't want people to remember, he said it's
Oh.
awful.
No, I remember that name.
He was good at it, yeah, old fish and game warden, for years.
What
Yes,
area did he work for the
Worked
war?
mostly out of Butte in that country, but he was a smoke jumper too, and out of Missoula for a long time. Smoke jumped when he started recruiting those guys in the late 40s. He started like in 52, 53, whatever, and did it for him for a long time. Used to have some horror stories about they drop them off like in the Stellway, 4 or 5 of them, and they go fight a fire. Then it was 3 days to walk out to get back to civilization. He hated that.
I've heard stories about the old smoke jumpers, exactly that. They drop them in the middle of a fire and they fight the fire and then they spend more time walking out.
Yes.
I've been up to that scar that's up above, Holter Lake,
Yeah.
the memorial that's up there.
Right.
That's scary. To watch the video and to hear the stories is scary.
Did you take your pen?
So how about that balloon?
Go take it.
Shoot that sucker.
What the
I don't
hell
care if
is
it's ours
wrong
or if
with
it's
them?
theirs, it's got no business being there.
They tracked it all the way through Alaska and Canada and they let it go right over Maelstrom and 150 missiles and they said, huh, yeah, we know it's there. We know it's doing surveillance.
And they can't shoot down because of public? What public's out there?
Yeah.
Once it gets past Great Falls, I mean, you got all this land.
Yeah, and
behind
then
you.
it was by Billings, you know, I mean, what are you gonna hurt?
They said it's the size of 3 buses. That's,
And it has a big smiley face on the back of it.
it does.
Gotcha.
Gee.
And it's printed underneath it, gotcha.
They mocking us, you think?
I think.
That's just
Yeah, I think
incredible.
that's the first thing
Do
they
you remember
said.
what?
Somebody take the shot.
What was your name? Is that him? Or-
I can't believe they didn't take the shot over Alaska.
Yeah, no.
You mean these people?
Civilian
Car show
casualties.
people.
Yeah.
Okay,
Rockers are-
they may kill a cow or two, but you know.
If they'd have done it over Alaska, they wouldn't have. Or Canada. Oh,
Well,
wait.
it said they scrambled jets and stuff.
I think it's an Air Force training exercise at this point.
Might have been,
At this point, that's what it's become. They've been tracking it for almost 10 days.
Do you have
And
another
China
pen?
says, well,
yeah.
we wouldn't do that.
You did, I can't find that.
They didn't deny
You
it.
took it back.
There is another one here. That's the
I know
last
that
one.
you, and you need that other one back.
Yeah, you check
Where'd it
around.
go?
Big freak funny, yeah. That was
It was a
that was my
fancy
favorite
pen.
thing.
I know.
All I did was took it.
Oh,
I've got to get my papers
No, I,
under control here.
all I did was took it.
I'm not scared.
it's been a couple
It was right
I
No,
know.
this is the scopes. Surgery will be shortly thereafter. I don't know when.
Mark, what do you think's in that balloon from China?
They just said it was a weather balloon, so.
Yeah.
I said,
Just
what do
checking
you
for
think is in-
rain.
What do you think is in that balloon?
Well, that's just the thing, it's just like any type of camera resolution like that, it's just like that balloon, even though it was huge, you can't carry that type of pictures for a lot of times. So different cameras, it's just like, we're just looking for possible communication interceptions. That's what it's like.
Wally, do you think it's in there?
No, I didn't take your pen. Ask Roman for another pen, I got one of his. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that, maybe.
You got it right here.
Wally?
Yeah.
Candace.
Oh, she found it.
I didn't do it. So I have my policy here, my other one.
Is this the current one?
What page is that?
Page 8.
Candace, thank you so much. I'm gonna give that back to you and won't keep it.
Oh, Candace had it?
Candace, she knew where to find it.
She stole it.
It's in our new policy, we just didn't know where to look. This is why you network.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There was a little insert that said what pages were amended.
Oh, good. Thank you. You were the best. This is why we network. Yeah, it is in your policy. I knew it was.
It's there.
It
You can
is.
see me.
Yeah. Under management responsibilities. It's the best place for it.
Hmm?
I'll tell you, that HR person you had was really good. Here's what 5 of us couldn't find. In Candace, it took 1 minute. I was gonna search for your pen.
Exactly. That's what we've said for
It is, but nobody could find it to prove it, but I knew it was there. I just didn't know where. Did you want to see this? Here's what 5 of us couldn't find and Candace found it.
You
in a
need to
minute.
highlight that so it
We
doesn't get
do.
lost.
Yeah.
See, Mackenzie told me they deleted it. So-
They did, but we gave it as a
And we put it back
directive.
in, and that's good we did.
We never
Mackenzie
took it
didn't
out,
know that.
yeah. We never took it out, but we
Because
just
I
made
talked to her
sure.
about it yesterday,
Yeah.
because I was trying to sort it out where the hell it was.
But that's what I was telling you. We knew that.
Yeah, it used, originally it was written right in their insurance policy.
Right, and this is where it is now.
Yeah. When Holstrom was there,
Yeah.
that was his
But
deal.
we knew that they were no longer telling department heads that, that's why the commissioners did.
And you should have, it's good.
And we did, yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
that is great. Every now and then, something goes the way it's supposed to go, see?
Oh, wait a minute now, I can't have that.
Got it. I hate staples in the carpet.
What's that?
I hate it when people drop staples in the carpet.
Oh, who dropped them? I threw them down there just a few minutes.
You're the one who's the problem, right? Now I know who's doing it. I got it.
Hey, Wally, did we get the contract drawn up?
Almost, not quite. I was gonna have it done yesterday, but I didn't get it finished, but I got some changes from Jason too. So I had to add that section, Jason at the road department about the road list. So Jason called me yesterday, so I got some changes to finish, but I'm gonna get there. Still like it ever, it just was a week from hell, boy. But I did the justice court on Tuesday too. That was fun. You know how many translators we have to have now to do justice court? With semi-drivers? We went to 5.
Really?
Guys speaking languages from countries I never even heard of.
Are they truck drivers?
All truck drivers.
Go figure.
Bring the HP in with a ticket book and suddenly they speak English just fine up on the highway.
There you go. Yeah, we have guys from Romania,
No.
I found a shot of gold.
2 black guys from
I think it ought to be a law that if they can't speak English,
I figured.
don't get their CDL.
finished it, so I worked on it. And I just, so we ran out of time, because I was in a great stuff. We had 2 disasters. So I
Did you want more? Oh, yeah.
Not done with it. Yeah.
Look what I found.
Oh, yeah, where'd you get that now?
You want me to tell you where I found it?
Commissioners are HR, so you can
Yeah.
Oh, no, where's that?
see. You do get to see it.
There it is. So, Don, the whole time you've been gone, we've been trying to, you turn that on just from there, I've been plugging it into the computer. That's how
You
you do
just
it.
turn it on, right there. You just push that button.
That one right there.
Yeah.
Like it's charged. It was charging all night. Just hold it.
There you go.
Okay, that's so much easier. I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let you use
I
it.
bet he's the one that triple clicks. He does too.
Same way.
Oh, by the way, Don, we got the thing.
Yeah.
What was
Oh,
it?
he
Wait.
just- He wiggled that blue wire.
You got it?
Come on. So.
You man, I played with that for an
Yeah,
hour.
no, it was in the back of that with the blue wire.
I was even
So
gonna get.
I wanna
take it
know when
apart.
I called that, why I got a phone tree.
I was supposed to for a
Cause the extension here was probably not working, so it bumps you straight to the phone
Because it
tree.
wasn't working, okay.
Cause it's,
Okay.
I did not get the.
Does anybody
Just
even
turn it
care?
off
All right.
on the salary from upstairs.
So Daryl,
Yes, sir.
that may be something you may wanna look into, maybe replacing that
Here
blue cord.
is,
Oh, is that, it's probably just shot, right?
Yeah, and they,
where the little tab that you have to push down to get in and out, that tab is probably loose.
I'll ask
and sometimes,
And if he
that's
doesn't,
another cord, I was gonna have them take that gray cord, cause it's not hooked in over here. I said, why don't you switch it and see,
and,
see
you
if it
know,
works.
Yeah,
And
but
just as I did that,
That's what.
The gray cord's plugged
Merry
in.
Christmas.
how are you?
comes right over to here.
Oh, it does. But see, my guess is what's wrong is this little tab right here.
yeah,
That's probably stretched out, loose, or even broken.
I'll see if Norm has another one, and if he does,
They're pretty inexpensive.
yeah, we probably, Ace Hardware, I'm sure has one.
Oh, yeah, they do. But, yeah, that's,
Cool, thank you, guys.
I just came back.
Very nice.
But he still can't set the clock on the VCR, so.
I was getting ready to throw it across.
I usually play with stuff long enough, I figure
I
it
thought
out.
maybe if we bounce off a couple of walls.
I'm
it would work.
kinda surprised that I couldn't get that to work, because usually when I play with stuff, I just keep playing with it until I get it.
Carl was, like, the problem was, you never should have fixed it next time, transfer station.
Okay.
Welcome back. Thank you. Do we have any business we need to go over? Any of the investment stuff? Anything you need to teach me about? Since I was out.
I can tell you that 3% is amazing.
That is a nice increase.
Well,
Like 5,500 a month, more.
I just didn't know if, you know, I had missed anything you'd like to update me
No,
on.
I just sat in my office and I did nothing for 2 weeks. I'm kidding you.
Whatever.
We're still working on as far as signatures. I'm not a signer yet on there.
I have to go to the bank too. I didn't do that yet. Become a signer on ours.
Yeah, you should. There's a couple, we just updated the sheriff's office as well. I have 2 of the 4 signers. No, 3 of us. There's just one more we need to get, and then we'll have the sheriff's office ones handled.
We still gotta do 2 of us,
Were we?
or? I think we talked about that.
I don't remember that.
Okay, it's fine with me.
But no, it's fine with me to do too.
Well,
I think that's a
remember
good
we
thing.
thought, because,
He wants to get, are you talking about investments?
yeah,
He wants to get the articles of organization, but
Oh,
I don't know if
Yeah,
that would
we-
be in 1914, right?
oh, we were talking about the signers.
Right, but
So it
he-
was gonna be you and Claudia,
Mhm.
do we want 2 commissioners? Is what he's
I
asking.
think he's questioning, and I'm gonna reach out to Mako and to other, counties, and it sounds like nobody's ever done that before.
Had 2 signers, 2
Have
commissioners?
Any commissioners.
all right?
Any commissioners?
So, but I am going to look into that. He wanted the articles of organization, but that's not gonna say, I mean, back in 1914, I can't imagine that it would have said that
Yeah.
the
No
commissioners.
commissioner.
Yeah,
Aaron, do you have a?
so I don't
One of
know,
these?
but we will
It
definitely.
don't matter to me, we just, I
Well,
thought that,
you,
Well,
I guess I can
what
fill
if
it
both
out
of you
then.
were gone,
Okay.
you know, I mean.
Here, you
Did
can fill
Wally
it out
tell
from
you the
this.
other place he knows
And then
for
you
sure
can do
where
the
it would
minutes
be?
and you can write the motion.
He said that, when they made Mineral
And this will
County,
go
it was
in.
separated
Yeah,
from
this is what I
Missoula
did.
County,
Yeah.
so it will be in the Missoula
Oh,
archive.
And then you
that
can-
makes sense.
He said last week he could pick it up, but he didn't call me back, cause I was gonna tell him to pick it
Oh,
up
you
for
should
you
put everything
guys.
on there.
Yeah,
But he
and,
said that's where it would be for sure.
And then if
and
we
I
have
don't
to
know
pull
if just
this
this
out.
specific UBS has
You
never
have
seen it
everything
before, as far
This
as
they just.
commissioner assignments, I don't care,
So,
either way.
that's usually-
But the articles of organization, he says, are absolutely in the Missoula archives, cause it was separated from Missoula.
Correct,
So-
this used to be in Missoula County. Yeah.
That might be an easier way to find it than having to go through Helena.
So we will look into it, though, bottom line, and get back on it. I mean,
Okay.
I'm okay to add that in, it's not.
Oh, no, that's interesting, that's very interesting.
So, but we'll see, I'll give it to him and he can make the decision, I don't care.
Yeah. Got a mess going on
We
here.
did just get one that came up on the 30th, I believe. And we got a 4.56% for 2 years. So that's kind of what the public wanted, was a 2-year, a shorter term.
Uh-huh.
Take the mic over there.
Yeah, it should be, but it's a magnifying. There she is, frozen trouble. Oh, well. What was that chemotherapy?
That's yours.
Judy had some different problems sometimes with the person's organization.
Yeah, because I think they've got them in the archives there, because if the Board of Administration doesn't have an account, and you're not in the statute, then they don't have one here. You don't want to be in those places, like Superior.
We did,
So if.
yeah, but we didn't do it yet.
So we didn't have.
And you would put that on your administrative
administrative
sheet.
archives.
And you're so much more into it than I am.
No, not information. I know what it
Because
is.
you're there, yes.
Yeah, but see, people didn't realize that some places they actually got the statute, the legislature years ago. And those never got sent. How like the city service now? School districts. Just so you know, that's years. There.
Gosh, I think everyone's happy because there's sunshine and,
Do you know we're not gonna get another bad winter storm all year because Clayton bought a brand new plow?
so I'm
He
gonna
did,
ask you to buy a brand new plow every
$8,000.
year.
You're a good man, Clayton, 'cause we don't do nothing to store.
He took one for the team.
$8,000 on a new plow, but get it stuck 3 times or twice.
I'm just here to laugh, take pictures, and tell you now.
My daughter went off the road like 3 or 4 times on the flat.
Did you get a response from Mackenzie?
Not yet.
Well, mine usually happens is I'm trying to push the snow up, and then the plow gets high center, and I don't have chains on my truck, so I just sit there and
It's AP salary.
spin.
That's the.
It's a boy
That's
toy.
the front.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
That isn't there for.
So I'm learning not to go so far now.
Yeah, but I've done, I challenge you on salary versus outcomes.
The salary of the JP.
Salary, not the outcomes.
Yeah, that's the other statute. If we add this 2,000.
Huh?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
That's
That's always a good day. Well, usually, you like Fridays.
So according to Verizon, it's 10 o'clock, so this meeting will begin. And please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a 10 o'clock, a 10:05, so actually, I might have started that a little bit early. That was break time, 10:05. Oh. Bear with me. It's break time. I guess I could keep my coffee up.
Any donuts?
No donuts.
You're slacking, Chair. I'm kidding, I couldn't have one.
Me neither, I wouldn't bring what I could eat. Diane, you can let me. Any physical
schools, yeah, it's different at each schoolhouse.
Gosh, I'm so sorry I jumped the gun. I was so anxious to get started.
I didn't even look at the.
Oh, would you like some more of these?
Sure.
One more, I didn't know that.
Okay, how the roads are going. So you can take any photos later on.
We take it easy because the word too shiny.
There was a shiny spot out here in the parking lot. It's like kind of, it was,
I drove into Spokane yesterday.
really over the top.
And it wasn't too bad.
Well, my uncle said they came down and got his John Deere back to Missoula.
Yeah.
He hadn't got the bill yet, so he wasn't sure exactly what was going on with it.
Where'd you
But
leave
he
your
said
head
something about, he thought maybe the plastic, maybe the dry, I don't know.
Well, the truck is called
The toy clutch,
the dry.
the dry clutch.
And so. And it's pretty much, to make sure that I've always been on both my
So he's hardly used to it. He doesn't usually play with it. It's that snow plowing.
And it's tiny, a lot. That's what it comes, just like in your flower field. You know, push it so that- Looks to me scary, you know, you have to go there. So, you're around it. Kind of like the madman out in the middle.
Yeah, I think he's gonna sell these as soon as he gets it fixed.
At 10:05, we did the pledge because the chair was just so anxious to do it. So we can go ahead and start our meeting. 10:05, we are appointing Anna Marie and Nikki to Mineral County Fair Board. Karen, did you get a recommendation from the Fair Board? Hello, Mary Jo. Okay, so I was just asking Darren if a recommendation came in from the Fair Board, and you're saying,
Last Fair Board meeting.
okay, recommendation to appoint Anna Marie and Nikki Moyer to Mineral County Fair Board. Do we have a motion?
I would make that motion to appoint Anna Marie White and Nikki Moyer to the Mineral County Fair Board.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye?
Any discussion?
Well, no, we already passed it.
We just said aye, aye, and now we can have discussion, right?
No, we
But
have-
just because there's a second, oh,
You discuss it first and then
but, okay, take those ayes back.
you.
Is there any discussion?
The only thing, it doesn't matter now, we passed it, that's fine. I was just gonna say thanks to you guys for being willing to volunteer, because Mineral County, we have so few people and so much to do, and so finding people that are willing to jump in and volunteer, I just thank you guys for wanting to help the fair be a better fair and keeping everything going.
And we are excited to have them, both of them. You guys probably know Anna Marie, but Nikki Moyer is kind of new to the community and involved in a couple organizations already. And I think both of them are excited to join us, and we're excited to have them, so.
Good deal.
Wonderful. So that motion did carry. And we welcome Anna Marie and Nikki to the Fair Board.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was easy. Drove all the way down from Crystal Springs but thanks for being here.
I thought there was gonna be some prizes, so you.
Oh, surprise.
Well, you know, the
Wally's
chair.
Wally's got the prize.
I do have prizes. I got some for you.
just so excited to be back, you know, I just had to get things going. MCA though, did I get that to you?
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Thank you.
By the way, welcome back, Ellen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hope everything's going okay.
Yes, yes, thank you. I feel so out of the loop. I'm so happy to be back in the loop.
Were you able to go to the LEPC in person or Zoom?
I had to Zoom and I couldn't get into the meeting. That's why I tried to call them and it sent me to a phone tree.
Oh, yeah.
I do have, I'm going to contact the acting person there. He's got minutes. He said he would go over with me, so I will find out the gist of that.
Do they miss I mean, I've seen, when Laurie was here, she would have said, you know, leave them laying around.
How are you, Diane?
I'm good, how are you? Well, kind of.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, I went to the Disneyland. Oh, my Where was he living?
And I don't know about the,
No.
it's their full-time person. There was two, but it was neither, yeah.
And probably both of them are very well. Okay, no, that's fine. I don't know.
Right, right. I didn't sound familiar. I thought maybe you
Fingerprints.
I know that you were not able to.
Oh, yeah.
Just ask Ryan.
Yeah, yeah.
Do Rowdy Mindful Lives this
Yeah.
meeting here.
The new voices. And then you want to.
LEPC's going. So he's still married.
That was one of the things on the agenda when I found out.
Okay, I appreciate that, yeah. Yeah.
They did
Gotta get fired from her.
when Laurie Johnson was
Not
on,
out of that
she
cold
was
snap.
said it
Ran
was
out of her
later
house.
I know they take minutes, but
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever had a
She doesn't know what he's out of that.
No. I'll ask Scott about that when I talk to him, how he'd like to.
Yeah, it's just like my back started real. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. But I
Just a
can,
suggestion.
yeah, I appreciate that, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think it's a,
So, yeah, I can
an extra place.
the treasurer.
So I always get it.
I think.
Yeah, yeah. Work for your arrest?
She'll put it on the computer and then when she leaves. I don't know what,
I wonder if she's changing the setting,
I don't know.
like,
It's like
Yeah.
You know, you can hire it out straight, and then just, I don't remember what it's.
So I wonder if it's because she's transferring it to her phone to Brent, yeah. So maybe if you go to settings. Yeah, I used to have a computer too.
I really like the job. I used to print everything.
Same here, yeah.
She didn't have any problem making it work, but I think she was one. And you're probably right, it's probably the right setting. She's still.
Yeah, it seems like mine, something happened to mine, and it was pretty new. I don't remember, but I liked having the toner also. Or maybe it's that it wasn't, you know, wireless. I think it wasn't wireless. That was the issue.
Maybe not. And that might be one of the issues here with this, because we screwed that shit down. It's slow, you know, especially if you got somebody else in the house. Modern technology.
Stop me around.
Take one a day for about 2 weeks. And then take 2 a day for about 2 weeks and see what that does. You know, shit will happen, so they don't, it's not like cancer, no, but here's the thing, when they have nothing else, fighters, but they're also not synthetic. So your system, about half the people I know, have decided, and they will call it. Right. No, try it.
Yeah, well, that's Did you get it?
Yeah.
That's great.
Different.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that.
When you were a little kid, lots of things took an and then we got synthetic fibers. Well, nobody realized the synthetic fibers. Bingo, you have it. That's the difference. Yes, that's right. Why not?
I just found it so I said that really ticked me off. Yeah, that just really, yeah. So I would, if I had that, I said no.
Like on the report.
We had a few minutes.
Somewhere else. Oh, I see. So you like this map? I think much more. Catching on? I think so. Oh, good.
Come out with, Yeah, and that was like, you know, normally when you get a ribeye, the outside's round, half or broken, and then center it's a little dry, a little puff. All the way through.
Yes. That was easy to start.
The one that I don't have, I lost in the war.
So Mary Jo, I
So it is 10:20 and we have on the agenda that Mary Mueller will be speaking. That was loud. I was trying not to be violent. Please approach the bench.
I wore my high heels so I could see, otherwise I'd be dead.
Yeah.
you might want to bang again.
Thing again. Excuse me, but the meeting has started. Okay, Mary.
I am Mary Mueller, for any of those. So in the MCA code, 7-4-2503, 2F, the county treasurer may receive, in addition to base salary, up to $2,000 a year. I have attached those to my request, and also the resolutions that were granted by the commissioners for the last 5 years. You can see that my predecessor, all 5 years was between 2,100 and 2,500. I've worked in this office and for Superior Schools and for the clerk and recorder for close to 20 years. I did not get any training due to the absence of my predecessor, and I feel that it's a big learning curve, and I'm really enjoying it, but I feel that the 2,000 is enough for me.
And I know that I am the one that had questions about this, and I have 2, maybe 3 concerns about it. I do know in the past it has been granted, and so newly coming on to this commission, I do believe that I want to research and I want to make sure it's something that should be continued with, or maybe we need to make some changes, and so that's what I'm looking at, number 1.
Okay.
I do know it has been granted in the past, but moving forward, I don't want to just rubber stamp that. And my second thing is, I know that up to $400, we can start with $400 for your add-on, rather than just jumping to 2,000. And I would be inclined to look at that 400. I do want to see, I personally feel that we owe it to the community to be very frugal, and I think it's reasonable that we do this in increments rather than just automatically, here's $2,000. But the other issue is, if your predecessor already got the $2,000, how would your office get an additional $2,000 in the same budget year?
So it is in addition to the salary.
Yes, I know that.
It is not, but it is budgeted in.
Right, so would that $2,000 not already have been spent?
Correct.
Mhm.
The only amount that is spent, because your elected officials are January to December,
Right,
so half of, like, we haven't had one of our clerks
uh-huh,
left. We've been short a clerk since
Right.
mid-July, so we've saved a lot of money. Also, now we're not paying my salary
mhm.
from,
Right.
from being clerk.
Okay, so you're
So
saying
it
it's,
kind of all averages out
Okay.
throughout the.
so then I would
Just
still,
a comment, so
excuse-
is the 2,000 given just as a lump sum, or is it split over the year? Because if that's the case and it's fiscal, I mean, does it go from January to December, or does it go from July to, to June?
I think it's fiscal,
It's-
actually.
Well,
And I
that's-
could be wrong on that,
That's
but
the question I
I
have
do
is-
think, yeah. So, so there's a question then for Kellyanne, because for me, I'm thinking, well, your predecessor already got that, so really, budget
No.
time,
She
so
only got half of it.
she got half.
Because it
Okay.
is split out
Okay.
between 12 checks.
Okay,
Which was my other concern in keep prolonging this.
Mhm.
I think we shouldn't because we want those budgets to be correct. Being in the treasurer's office, I want the budget to be correct from 22-23 to 23-24
Mhm.
because we are a different
Mhm.
entity, if you will.
Mhm.
So that has to be taken into consideration. Like we don't get our raise from, you do get a raise in July, but
Right.
it's not retroactive to our January.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, so I would stand firm in my belief, my opinion, that walking into the job is not an automatic 2,000. I am very happy to start, as I said, at the $400 level and have that go up as your experience goes up. And that's my
and I think
opinion.
that was my whole thing is that I've been in the office, we've jumped right into the
Mhm.
investments
Mhm.
and that has brought quite a
Yep.
bit of money into,
Yep.
so
I do understand that.
it's not that I'm not capable.
Oh, I'm not questioning your
It would
capability
be-
at all.
But it would be different
I don't
if
want
there
that
was
to be
somebody that has
interpreted.
never been in any of these positions and came in
Mhm.
and really didn't understand and wasn't on top of things right away.
Sure.
I just feel that's a huge difference.
Mhm. And I appreciate that, and I just will stand firm in my belief also. But we have two other commissioners here. I just want to make sure that my opinion and my belief about working into that is heard. I don't ever want to be just a rubber stamp. And so I know when we all say, well, they got it, they got it, they got it. Well, they got it because it was the belief that it had to happen. And so I learned that that wasn't true.
Yeah.
So
The law
I will-
hasn't changed, it's May.
Right,
Not shall.
so I'm just gonna turn this over to two other opinions. But thank you, Mary.
Well, I think Ed's some good questions. I don't think that, anybody wants to be a rubber stamp, but I do agree with Mary that she does have the experience, and I think she can work for 2,000.
Mineral County has such a low base salary to begin with. I also thought the way you're just describing, Don, but normally it's not just about rubber stamping it, it's about, like you said, it's made. So I always look at, is the person requesting it experienced enough in their area? Have they been working under duress and shorthanded, not complained, doing the best they can? Do they work well with others? Are they a team player and willing to be cooperative and provide the best service to Mineral County? And so if those little things are ticked off to me on the checklist, then I'm inclined to agree that it's in the budget. There's no extra money. It's been budgeted since before Mary Yarnell was here for the last how many terms. And I think that I don't have a problem in making a motion that we grant the $2,000 add-on as per the code for the treasurer's position.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the $2,000 add-on per MCA 742503 for the treasurer's office, Mary Mueller. Do we have a second?
I would second.
Any discussion?
I guess I said my piece already in my.
Okay, so those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and motion carried.
Did you say aye?
I didn't say aye, because I am gonna stand firm in my
Okay.
belief.
So any
So,
opposed?
for-
Any opposed? Yeah, just by,
So two,
not the aye, yep.
2 ayes,
2
1
ayes and
opposed.
1 no.
Okay, thank you. Oh. So effective,
How do you normally make that effective?
Well, when's, sometimes it's easier on the pay period, or when's the next,
oh, and we could, it could be effective immediately and we can just have Dawn,
because it's today payday?
However she wants to do it.
Time first administration.
Okay, I just make, follow up on the emotion, I would make it effective today, so that Caroline can get the paperwork processed and ready for the next payroll.
I would second that.
Okay.
thank you.
Got that motion,
So
Darren?
what was the second motion?
Yeah.
Did we just
To make
amend
it
the first
effective
motion?
immediately, basically.
Okay.
Make it effective immediately.
Okay, and we have a 10:35. Kim, it's a little bit early. Do you mind waiting 5 minutes?
If you would want me to wait, I
Yep, I think we better. Don't know who might walk in at 10:35.
But you have to come up and tell a joke to kill the time.
Let me see if I know any, my husband tells one that says, "Want me to tell you a dirty joke? Little boy fell in the mud." Want me to tell a clean joke? He took a bath.
Oh, I always thought that was a
That's
cake.
my joke.
He worked down in Louisiana, he's got some dirtier
Okay,
jokes
so-
than that.
He probably does, but he doesn't share them with me. But what about mine?
Well, no, you're.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, let me think about that.
Whoa, it's the Lucky Logger. How's it going? How are you? This is Lucky Logger. Have you been doing around? What have you been doing?
Keeping safe.
Oh, good for you.
I couldn't keep up with him if I wanted to.
Yeah? You've got the 9 lives and you just have your select few?
I hope he has more than 9. I'm glad God doesn't see us as cat. Well, last week. So yeah, anyway, let's see what happens.
Sure. So Roman, as I was studying Robert's rules, it was 2 taps to start the beginning of the meeting, and then you did not need to tap in between.
Oh, you don't need to, but to
No,
wait,
so
to
I
get,
just
to get
thought-
attention, to get attention.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was so loud. And it has a calendar, you know. I don't
Yeah,
just-
Yeah, we don't want you to get carried away with it.
I know.
We've seen what that looks like. Yeah, you were at that meeting, weren't you, when the apple was hanging away?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Make sure that the ballot doesn't, it wants to be. They're just waiting, it wants to be in the 10:25. It's they're waiting, yeah, make sure that you wants to get in that meeting.
So what time do you want?
Okay, first thing.
Okay, so I can.
Well, this is 2020. Yeah.
This page is not updated.
The guy who's there. Yeah.
Well, that page is not updated.
15 minutes, 30 minutes.
No, we don't charge it for, they don't charge it.
Are they gone, like the library is there? Or if you could just-
No,
Then, yeah.
I have a reason.
Yeah, and Dan, yeah. Right, it was. No, I'm just trying to think. This is 61.
I don't.
I did. I'm a rebel.
No. I think for that position, this is what we talked about, how many research. I would think 15, because
Oh, here's the other part, that's the job.
yeah. It wasn't even insurance. So. 10:35. We are ready for Kim.
Well, I'm being a rebel already, I didn't get signed in yet, so.
Rebels.
I will get this, I'll get that in a moment. So, as you can see, based on the agenda, I am also here to talk about or ask for the additional $2,000 that is allowed for with the same MCA that Ms. Mueller referenced.
Sorry, Kim, I guess I gotta read this, right?
And again, I realize that I'm newly elected, started in January, but I have been filling in for Judge McGowan for at least the last year. I've been a sub-judge for him the entire 2 terms that he was elected. I know the position, I've been a clerk for even longer than that, and I feel that I have the knowledge, the abilities, the skills, that are not going to have to be learned, that are going to be already in place, and I feel that the $2,000 should be warranted, and I'm hoping for a motion to put that in place today.
Counselor, did you provided something in our packet regarding the code, and what's your theory on this with the
There's a
relationship?
couple of different theories. This is just a comment. There's a couple of different things. The statute says the salary of the justice of the peace must be at least the salary of the clerk of district court. That's a state statute. So the question is, when I look up the statute or the salary of the clerk of district court, that salary is listed as a salary. But in theory, what was added to that salary a year ago was $2,000. It was optional, but it doesn't show up that way. So what shows up is the salary, not the salary plus the $2,000 add-on. What shows up is the salary. In the statute that talks about what the salary of the $2,000 increases can be, says, well, the increase of $2,000 doesn't count towards other base salaries or towards raising other salaries. It shall not do that. However, we don't have a $2,000 add-on on top of the salary. We have the salary that we made the salary. So the question is, was the intention with the clerk of court's salary to say the salary is raised to this dollar amount, or it's this salary plus $2,000? And when I broke it out and I had Kellyanne break the numbers out and print it, it breaks out at 51,000 and something, but it breaks out as the salary, not as 49,000 plus 2,000. It breaks out as 51,000. So if that's the case and that's the salary, what we did not do is say we added 2,000 on, we just raised what the salary was, and that's what we left it at. If that's the case, the statute of the JP salary says it cannot be less than the clerk of district court. It shall be at least that much.
And that's where I come in questioning that, because everything that I see, district court and justice court have matching salaries. district court, it clearly shows on the printout that I have, and if I go online and look, that $2,000 is an add-on. Add-ons are not salary. So if we have a accounting error up in the clerk and recorder's office, then maybe we need to fix that. But what I find in my research, and I could be wrong, but that's where my questions first originated from, district court, that's an add-on, which is not considered salary.
See, that isn't the picture I got when I have it printed for me. And I show a salary of 49,000 something,
Salary.
would be the base salary. But I show the salary went to 51,000 and something, not 49,000 plus a 2,000 add-on.
And you did
So
just say
perhaps
something,
it's the way that we did it years ago, I don't know. But I'm
base
just saying,
salary, is that, right there is the key word,
But this-
the base salary.
But it doesn't matter if it's the base salary to me or not, because the statute says if we made the salary to 51, not 49 plus an add-on, if we made it 51, the statute says the JP salary has to be at least that much, not optional. That's not a may. In the case of Mary Wheeler's, it's a may question. You may get an add-on.
No, I
or
understand
not.
that.
But in the case of the justice of the peace, it's not an optional
No.
question may, it's a shall.
And nobody is questioning that.
Okay.
What I'm questioning is salary, base salary, and add-on. Because I do see Justice of the Peace and District Court have the very same exact base salary. And again, it sounds to me like this is something that needs to be taken up with clerk and recorder on how that's reported. Is it reported as salary? It's not base salary, that's an add-on. So that's where my questions came from, and I stand firm with those questions.
Or
So,
look at the minutes a year ago or 2 years ago and find out what we actually said. So the way the commissioners did the motion a year ago or 2 years ago may have the answer right there.
well, I don't think it will in this particular case because Dale worked his differently.
Correct.
And
Dale
so
was
that-
only taking the 500
Right.
because he was given 750 to Wendy, 750 to
Right,
his
so,
clerks.
so I think that we would find that different in the minutes. But I know even when I go and look it up online, it shows me that $2,000 for the clerk of district court as being an add-on. And my only concern is, again, I don't think we should ever just pass these things through without looking into it. I understand your history. I know that you have filled in for Dale for a lot of time, but I did feel it was still worthy of the research and not just a, yep, you get it, because that's what we've always done.
And that's why we're here today. was to
Yes,
announce
and
that.
so when I did further research, and you and I have discussed this, I still challenged the word salary and base salary and making that add-on part of the salary. I'm not here to block you getting that money, I just want to make sure that we're doing it right.
So regardless of the wording, I am still requesting that 2,000, whether it's part of mine specifically and Jamie's is still a base salary and I get the add-on, or whether it is, like Mr. Congdon says, and it appears that it was not separated out and it is just listed as the 51,000. I am asking for that $2,000 is the bottom line.
The reason that I kind of stick on that is because I know in our last discussion, that was one of the talking points was, yeah, but I need to be the same as her. So.
Right, and
when I
based
read-
on what Mr. Congdon says, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I was going off of.
Yes,
So,
yep,
so
I'm just saying
regardless
that's
of the
why.
bottom line,
Yes.
I am still requesting that, however that's.
Yep, I do understand, I
looks at the
completely
big
understand.
So the difference in the take becomes this: if the 51 something that the clerk of district court gets is the salary, doesn't matter if it's a base salary or the salary. The statute says whatever that salary is, the JP makes that much money at least. So the question is the research that needs to be done, and is to find out what we did a year or 2 years ago, how the motion was read, how it got calculated, what got taxed, and what they did it on. The other way that'll tell us something is when you did the salary adjustment with the board, not the commissioner board, the board of salary.
The salary compensation board.
The compensation board, the question is, did they raise it based on the base salary, based on what the salary was, put the 2,000 in? And if we treated it that way then, we have to treat it that way now. You don't get to say, oh, well, it's different. No, that's what we need to look. So what we have to do in the next few days is look up the history of what that was, and the answer will be right there. That's my guess. And I hadn't even thought to go look at what the salary compensation board did, because I was going off the printout that I got from Callahan and looked at it that way of the statute. And I didn't bother to see how did we
Well,
treat
and
it
then
otherwise.
like Ms. Terrell's mentioned, Dell's is going to be looking different because he opted to give $750 to each clerk out of that $2,000 that he had been approved for.
Right. I
So
do
he had
think
been
the key,
approved for the 2,000, but then some of that was taken and given to each of the clerks, so.
I think he's right, that the key could be, what was the intent of the salary compensation board to be salaried? But in any case, that's still, you are still asking for the $2,000.
Correct.
So I'm gonna hand that over to the gentleman here, because I stand firm on, I know your experience, I think it's great, but it is my belief that we don't walk into a newly elected position and automatically get top of the line, the $2,000. But it doesn't mean I'm trying to block you. So I'm gonna hand it over to Commissioner Zalawi and Commissioner Simons.
And I think Roman's discussion with me, the note he gave me when he looked at this earlier, is the last line of the $2,000 statute says it's not counted towards the base salary of other things, which is true. However, the statute about clerk of district court and JP doesn't say base salary. And so really, we're right back to the question is, what actually did we do, and what did the salary compensation board do? So my thought would be, I could just find the minutes, find the record, and we can find out what the payoff record has been that way that was adjusted, and that'll answer your question. I think that easily.
Because in the statute, the one I'm referring to, the salary of the justice of the peace may not be less than the salary of the district court. It does not say
Right.
anything about base salary.
Right.
So that's what Mr. Conway
Yeah,
said.
I do understand that. And so, right, I have that MCA right in front of me here, 3-10-207. And I do think it is in the word salary and the intent of that. But if you want to go ahead and check with the salary compensation board to clear this up, because I think moving forward, we need to know that really is not salary, and so we need to split it out the way it's supposed to be split out. So I again, though, hand it over to the other two commissioners.
I went first last time.
You did? Well, a little for the people in the room, a little bit of history on this. The people, a long time ago, the treasurer's office got inundated with this new license plate system called the Merlin system, and it was a headache. It was kind of like really difficult to navigate, and at the same time, the clerk and recorders had some election problems. Remember the hanging Chad, Al Gore and all that. So they had a really difficult election system. They pulled their hair out. The treasurer had a really difficult driver license, which the state mandates that the counties do the license plates for the state. So anyhow, this came about, the legislature decided that they would give up to $2,000 more to certain offices. So in this code, it says that an elected county superintendent schools must, not may, must receive $400 a year, and if they have a endorsement from the University of Montana or equivalent institution, they may get up to $2,000. So there's a must of $400 and a may of $2,000. The county sheriff is not a may, it's a must. The county sheriff must receive an additional $2,000. So he gets it whether he's brand new or experienced,
Right.
because of the way they wrote the code. So then these other officers that are here today, it's may, because of those reasons I stated. And historically, some got it all. Judge McGowan was not experienced whatsoever. He only got 500.
He did start at the 2,000, but opted to go with the
Right.
500 for
To split,
himself.
right, so he did
So
actually
he still
get that.
received
He
the
did,
2,000,
yes.
correct.
So,
But in his paycheck, he was only getting the 500. The other
Because he-
750 and 750 was
Yes.
split between, so 1,500 split between Wendy and I.
and then Kim, when I was on the highway patrol, you were working here. I remember you being in that office a long time. How many years have you worked in justice court?
So I am, and I've got a little sticky here. I started originally in, I believe it was January of, find my notes here, January of 2003. I resigned in 2008, came back in 2014, was a clerk up until, so January 21st of 2003 to April 1st of 2008, and then back again October 6th, 2014 through December 31st of 22, and then elected on January 1st.
And speaking of systems to navigate and work with, you have to work with the Montana State Supreme Court networking on the state system.
Yes, we've got multiple systems that we utilize, and they're constantly in influx. We tiled those systems, and so we had extra duties put on our court because we were piloting, I guess you would call it, helping them navigate and do some bugs and fix and stuff like that. So it has been, multiple systems through there that have been funded by them. That yes, that we have had to navigate and go through. That is correct.
And how many times or how many years have you been stepping up and being a sub-judge in?
I've been a sub-judge since 2015, January 1st of 2015. I filled in, quite a bit for Judge Magone during that period of time, but pretty much exclusively from November of 2021 through December 31st, almost exclusively for Judge Magone during that period of time. There were a few times he would come in and handle some hearings and stuff, but it was almost exclusively me filling in as the judge at that point. But I had been a sub-judge and filling in for him for regular hearings and stuff for over 8 years.
And then you also have to navigate the, what's the system for making people pay their fines? What is that?
So that's called an overdue system, and because of, so I'm still using, so even as a judge, I am still picking up a lot of the clerk's duties because we do have a new clerk. So not only am I doing regular judge duties, but I'm picking up and filling in and helping out with regular clerk duties because we're trying to get up and trained. The system is quite extensive and takes a lot of training to navigate. And so even now, I'm doing 2 jobs. I mean, I did 2 jobs all through 2022. I still was the clerk as well as the judge. And I'm continuing to step up and help with that process because in order for the office to run correctly, those processes need to still take place, and we don't have the training yet in the office to facilitate that. So I'm currently actually doing both jobs to a degree, helping assist in making sure the office is still running smoothly, even though it's not in my job duties, because as the elected official, I need to oversee and make sure it's run smoothly. So I'm picking up those duties as well until we can get fully trained on that.
I would add, I think you've done it long enough when you have to write down how long you've done it because you can't remember without writing it down. I think that's enough experience. Just as a note, Your Honor.
Those were all my questions. Dwayne, you get to go second.
I don't have any questions. I think that you have the experience. I think that you deserve to do that.
Well, based on similar reasons that I've mentioned for the treasurer's position, that we have a low base salary in Mineral County, and that's exactly why the legislature probably wrote this option in for people to get a little bit more of a bump so that the office can have people that run it smoothly, smartly, efficiently, and they're good team players and they're happy to be here and they want to improve it. I think that the low base salary and in Kim's particular position, she's very experienced and she's been filling in a lot, doing the real judge job already. She's not, in any sense, in my mind, green to it, so I move that we go ahead and grant the $2,000 add-on to the Justice of the Peace position for Kim Tarrant.
I would second that.
Any discussion? I have a little bit of discussion. I would like to say, this is very difficult because I don't want Mary to feel slighted, but I do have to say, given your history and your work as the judge, I do also see you coming in with just a huge wealth of actual on-the-job experience. I would appreciate that. Yeah, and so it is for that reason that I also am going to say aye when we vote for them. I do need to. I just really need to make sure that we understand those because I know that you have been the acting judge.
I do understand.
Quite
I appreciate
some time.
recognizing that. I really do.
Okay. So, any other questions for this motion to pass?
I have a question in terms of the numbers. So the question, if I go back and look at the record, we're not sure if the 51 is the 51 or the 49 versus the 51. So the question is, so the 2,000 on top of the 51, if that's the salary, so then it's 53, Or is it 2,000 to get us to the two at parity, so they're even? I don't know where the direction is.
And I
just- if I'm gonna do the
understand that's
research, I
still
need
a
to
work
know.
in progress, so whatever the outcome of that is, will be what it is, and I understand we can't control the way that it was set up and the way it was written.
Okay.
I'm just asking for whatever that final decision is, that I be granted that 2,000 above that, so whether it's the 40-something or the 51, I have no standing and no bearing on that, that would have been done how the resolution was passed or the
Okay, I just was
Salad board.
curious, so I get
And
their
I-
instructions in terms of why.
And I appreciate that, but I would still appreciate being that reviewed, just
Yeah.
because like Ms. Charles expressed, going forward as a whole, we need to make sure we're putting things in the right verbiage or whatever that makes sense to the statute and is following that. So I'm not going to dicker regarding that. I would say whatever you find based on your review and investigation, I would be willing to stick with that.
This was not a Scotsman dickering. If I'm dickering, it's different. I'm just trying to make sure I have the
No,
right
and I
directions.
appreciate that, because
we
we
all
do
know exactly
need to
where
know
we-
that going forward,
Right,
so
thank you.
I
Good.
appreciate that, but that's my request, is whatever that outcome is,
Got it.
I will stick with it, I'm just asking for that, whatever that is with the 2,000, that's all I'm asking.
Okay, so those in favor of giving Justice of the Peace Kim Tarrant the $2,000 add-on for MCA 742503 and 310207, say aye.
Aye.
No one is opposed, motion carries.
And then again, just to confirm, effective date, same as Mary's, just whenever
Oh.
it becomes effective today or whatever, I just wanna
Amending
make
that
sure that's in
Amend the
there.
motion, I move to amend the motion to include effective immediately.
Second.
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Can
I appreciate
the
you.
notes to say amended motion?
Yeah, amended motion to include effective immediately.
I appreciate your time, thank you.
Seconded by Dwayne.
Thank you,
all in
Kim.
favor.
End of that session.
See you later.
One tap ends.
And I appreciate that.
Motion restored. Oh, yeah.
I think we should move this
That's how it works, yeah. So, I've been reading this. Well, you tell me what's the next one. Yeah.
This was from,
2020.
so did we do one last year?
Although I think, yeah, yeah. It seems to me there was a mistake on one of the more recent ones as far as the date was, but I'm just looking here.
I don't
You can
know.
tell that way.
We got 10:50, we're actually over. 10:50 a.m., it's 10:55.
Where'd Roman go?
Just,
Thank you. That is the value of a commissioner's assistant. Thank you. Yeah, it's in my book. I'm there, I'm all good, yeah, I'll be there. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Yep. Thank you. Commissioner Salawi, we overlooked the agenda.
Oh,
We have a
yes.
10:50.
My glasses on,
So,
all right.
okay, so we're a little bit late, but Joellen, you're coming up to ask us for permission to put a shed outside of the library.
You just said it, I'm all done.
Hello, come to the podium.
Yep, I'm just here to represent the museum and ask permission to put a shed outside by the library shed, because we've outgrown the basement. And it's really unsafe down there right now because the wonderful interpretive signs that they put up Cedar Creek, when they took them down for the winter, they put them in the basement. And now I'm trying to step over them to get to the shelves to do the inventory and the cataloging I'm doing for the ladies. And so, but there's a whole lot more that could go into the shed. So I'm just asking for a shed, but not for you guys to pay for it, we're gonna pay for it. And I've already visited with Norm, and we've walked the grounds to see where the best place, and if it's okay to put it where I wanna put it, and he said I have 3 options of where I can put it safely, and so. But because it's county ground, I have to ask permission.
Yes, and given that, where did Norm go?
He's right there.
Because that is a piece that will need to be added to the insurance.
Okay.
If it's on county ground, we do wanna make sure that it's insured, so. I know they'll wanna know the size, they'll wanna know the value.
Are you
If we
building it,
approve.
Norm? Or
No,
I think,
no, we
we
haven't,
don't,
I thought we just had to ask permission first if we could before I looked into size
no,
and money.
I was just asking who was gonna build it, or
No,
We
well,
don't know yet,
haven't
right?
decided.
hopefully Deborah is also working on a building over at the fairgrounds for the senior citizens building. And so she's kind of hoping that we might get a double dual deal from Home Depot if we get one of their amazing, already done sheds. So, but I'm going about 10 by 12 is what I'm hoping for.
Excuse me.
You've already scouted out the locations and
Yep.
there's no,
Obstructions?
yeah. I mean,
mildly annoying Northwest.
it did annoy them?
No, it's not gonna annoy them, it might be, it'll be just shy of where the meter is, so they should be able to get the meter just fine.
Okay.
Don't they,
You read those.
digitally read those
Yeah,
meters
they
now,
digitally
so-
read those now,
Yeah,
so it's.
from
like-
remotely, yeah.
So,
All right,
should be fine.
all right.
Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve and grant the allowing of an additional storage shed on the ground next to the old storage shed at the library.
Of the library storage shed.
Okay.
I would second that motion.
Any discussion? So the question is, are we going to approve are we approving permission to put the shed outside of the library and museum? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No one's opposed, motion carried.
Thank you. So do you still need to know
Yeah,
money
we will need
size?
to know that. When you get it, just call Darren and let him know, and he'll add that to the insurance policy.
Okay, okey dokey. And then, so my next step now, I just have to ask the Historical Society, because I didn't know which cart came first.
Oh.
Or which horse came
Which
first.
horse? Depends on if the horse is in front of the cart or not.
Yeah. So first I had to see, because it's your property, I thought that's why you should ask here first,
Yes.
and then ask those historical. Even though those people are already on board.
Oh.
So, but we haven't voted on it yet, so,
Mhm.
so thank you.
Thank
So
you.
that was quick and easy, thank you. Painful.
Okay.
One question I have is, would you rather have it on a permanent foundation or on something that can be?
Movable.
The libraries isn't done permanent, it's just on.
Skid.
Railroad ties, yeah,
That's better for tax purposes, isn't it?
probably.
Yeah.
I think so. I just happened to think about that.
Well, we're gonna get on the Department of Revenue butt here. Do you really want to be talking about that?
And then one other thing I want to say for Joanne is, if you haven't been to the library lately, or to the museum, you ought to go down and take a look, because she put in so many volunteer hours organizing the museum for the ladies, and it's just unbelievable.
So do you know if that book is still available that,
Taft?
yeah?
Oh my goodness, yes, we have many copies.
So when
It's
would
going
be
like
the
hot.
when's the best time for me to hike over there and get me a copy?
Well, for sure, we're always there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I'm there all the time, because
Are ya?
I love doing what I'm doing.
Wow,
So there's so much to catalog and organize, oh my
cool.
gosh.
Yeah, I want to get that book.
So if you go in about 4 o'clock in the morning, she's probably there.
Yeah? Yeah? After she made you breakfast?
Don't go there, Roman.
Don't go there, okay.
No, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he makes
Lucky
me go.
charm for the lucky logger.
Oh, yeah, but there's so much stuff the museum, it's so little. I mean, I would love to double size that building, because there's so much that we've been given that's hidden in boxes downstairs.
Yeah, a little treasure that you don't know about.
That's a little treasure, yeah, so, yeah, I'm just having fun cataloging them and touching them and moving them, but I
Don't
want to get
touch
them out
them.
of boxes.
Don't touch them.
Pardon me?
Say, don't touch them.
Don't touch them. They all need to be pictured and cataloged, there's so much.
Well, thanks for your enthusiasm. I
Yeah,
like the museum
thanks for
too,
your
and I
volunteer.
need to come down here more.
Yeah, it's amazing. Those ladies are amazing though, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever be able to step into their shoes of how someone comes in to see it, they give them a personal tour. Nobody goes through that museum all by themselves and just read stuff, which when they go away, I can never fill those steps. I can't do it. They're so smart, they lived it. And so it just flows out of them. I can record them day after day after day and listen to it. I cannot repeat what
Yeah.
they say. It's just so much.
Yeah.
And it just comes out of them so beautifully. I'll never, I'll always have to have a piece of paper, always. Well, I don't want it, that's not my heart. My heart's
Yeah.
the organizer, cleaner.
There's some people like that in our county that can just tell stuff that happened and they remember it. It's like, you better write that down because people don't even know about, some of that.
It's not even a history lesson, it's a story that just flows out of those ladies.
Right.
They're amazing. Oh
If
my
you
gosh.
ever want to record something like that for the museum or the library like that, or if you know family members that do, I've done that before too for museums.
You have?
Yeah.
Wow. Would it make the ladies nervous though to talk to a camera?
I don't think so, because it's just so small and it's you talking to a person, but
Yeah.
let me give you my number and.
Yes, please, because if you came just as a person just to see it, they would just do it to you opposed to the camera, I would hope. But they're both camera shy. Oh my gosh, they try to look at the answers, go dum dum dum. So.
It's
that would
tiny,
be-
I can hide it.
That would be amazing. But I still don't know, for my sake, if I could
The
learn it
Taft
from the
book.
camera.
I went to that presentation.
Kathleen, was that?
Kathleen and then Joellen. Who was the other? I went to or Diane, you could tell me. I went to the book signing by the author. So Kathleen, and who was the gentleman who, because he
Was that
autographed.
Gus Chambers?
There's 6 people that put it together.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. See, I can't retain that kind of stuff.
Yeah, obviously neither can I. It was a very nice presentation of the book, Taft, yes.
Wasn't it amazing?
It was. So when you say you want to get the book and you should be down here, it was really good.
Yeah, I'm just this is my first time watching, and those books are just hopping off the shelf. Every
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Every day she gets a phone call. Can I get that book?
Yeah.
So, very fun.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry I don't remember the guy's name.
That's okay, I
I
don't
had to
either.
write him down on the card.
You know what, I have his autograph, though, he autographed my
Your
son's
book?
book, well, my son's, because I got one for my son. And, yeah, I'll just call
But you
him
know-
and say, who was that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know
If you
what?
call over, I can tell you from the book, but
You know why they called it Taft, the city, right? Oh, okay.
because that was the name of the town.
Yeah, but why did they name it that? So
Oh, a long time ago.
William Howard Taft the Milwaukee was being built, but the Northern Pacific was there and went right over the top and down into Wallace, over the top of
President
the mountain.
Taft, yeah.
And Taft was coming along and he came and did the little railroad car stop to give a speech. And of course, at that time in Milwaukee, they were building that 2-mile tunnel and those guys worked hard and on payday, they lived it up. And there was like, 10 saloons, a hospital, how many brothels?
Yeah.
So he just thought it was aghast and horrible. He named it the wickedest city on earth. And when the railroad car drove away, they said, let's name it Taft.
And it stuck.
And yeah, I don't think he was very happy with it. And then a couple of years later, it burned down in 1910, so.
Yeah. So it's amazing, just listening to Kay the other day explain how people exaggerate, how 20,000 people lived up there.
Yeah.
But then she told me, never at one time,
Right.
never was there 20,000 people up there. There's no way, there's no room.
Right.
So learning that cumulative word, that
Yeah.
accumulated through the years, that many people went through there, stayed there, worked there. But never, you can't,
Yeah.
even a Cedar Creek, learning that, there was not 10,000 people at one time. But, so that's fun just to learn that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah.
I'm not a historian, I'm not a history person, but they're making it come to life for me.
Mhm.
So that's
And I
fun.
think the old graveyard got covered up by the interstate.
Yeah, yeah.
The Amador one?
No, the one up
Oh,
Taft,
Taft, right,
yeah.
right, right.
I think the archaeologist from the Forest Service found some of them.
She did,
Yeah.
she did a really good job explaining the cemetery up there, didn't she? But even then, Kay said, it's not a bazillion like you think it should be, they only found maybe 57, maybe, oh, I forgot the number, but it's a little number of how many they found at that graveyard. So, right. Very cool, huh?
All right,
Thanks, you
well,
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anna Marie.
Yeah.
You'll need to, while you're here, you might want to go up to the clerk and recorder's office and sign an oath of office for the fair board. You'll send them. What's that?
I thought you were gonna say, you might wanna share if you're gonna bring food in.
Remember the rules.
Okay.
Wait, guys, we got to read it here.
I can go get rid of some coffee now, you're not gonna chase me down?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Try to avoid traffic. It's like taking the back roads in
Way to go, Diane, I see that, I'm telling you, she did it.
I'm not moving for the rest of the day.
You still what?
Oh, I saw it and didn't read it. Yeah.
Somebody said there, I don't know, I've seen this somewhere, I'll go check my phone.
Oh, routine stuff.
So there could be a deal.
Yeah. Well, more we replaced it all on the tax appeal.
No, that's.
No, but I'm just saying, somebody, they're gonna, I
People don't wanna pay.
wonder why you haven't heard from them or anything on the remaining tax appeal board, since Kelly's not on it. Let's just- Sorry.
Why would he go? You could do it.
Yeah.
So is that coffee creamer or is that just?
Yeah, try it. Do you have a cup of coffee?
No, I do, but I got creamer galore. I just bought some, I always have liked the, called Silk.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
started making a coffee creamer.
I think I
But
saw
it
it
isn't,
advertised.
well, the one I bought was supposed to be caramel.
Uh-huh. I think that one
There
is.
isn't much taste to it at all, but I see that's got coconut in it, so the coconut probably sets it off a little bit.
I would say bring your coffee next time without anything in it, because I have different flavors in
I
the
don't ever
refrigerator.
use my coffee. There's always something.
Yeah.
Doug and Debbie must be devastated now. I haven't seen anything in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust my guy.
So, do you remember when Elizabeth came to court? So that's what I was told was from her. It's likely because women's you get her story and then you take those pictures and you show the pictures of what those kids are. So it doesn't matter. She's like, I would love to see that put in this car inside the way. And Maria was, she was, she's good. She knows what she's doing. That's great.
The only problem is there was
It probably
creamer in
soaked
it.
all the way through.
Well, there was creamer in it, so maybe I just black coffee, sour.
I just got blue joke.
So you were able to get
Been sitting
it.
around too much?
Turn it in here.
Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes it's needed.
Yes, I agree.
And I've been doing some research here in the last few weeks for some, getting some kind of, alternative suspension programs that the schools want to ask about kids that violate property, so I'm gonna do research about that. So I have been down probably since the
She's trying to sit the ground.
I agree. Absolutely, that's what I said.
yeah.
Why you go after a court? That's if you're not too busy. Go after the court.
She still has to wait till later today before she finds out if she's gonna be here next week. What's the worst that's gonna happen? If I don't do it, then.
Sorry. I guess I'll take the, if you look this week on the agenda, it's not on there because I couldn't get logged in for some reason. I'm telling you that, I have a lot of trouble with that website. Someone could show me and help me some.
Well, they need to sit there and get somebody. If they're paying $4,000 for number of.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
If
that,
they're
but
paying, no, they need to get somebody local that if they, you know, that knows the website, they can come in,
that'd be nice.
develop a website and teach you and show you, that's going to help you with what you need to do to get involved.
But I completely
She's
failed.
gonna bring up the website.
Well, then I'll answer that, because it's the agenda aspect
Well,
of it.
I don't think it's gonna be strictly agenda. That's what I saw a copy of the agenda.
On the website?
Oh, no,
I don't think so, last week's, I did get last week's on there, this
no,
week.
because I knew what was coming up, that they were gonna ask for their. Let's see. She sent it to me.
It's on the public drive, though.
On the what?
On the public drive, the Z drive, maybe that's where it's
Well,
on.
this is, oh no, she sent me this. Where is it? Of course, now I'm gonna be able to find it, of course.
Well, I attempted 3 times and then they were gonna lock me out. I just, so I know, you addressed that with me before, so.
She's the one who's mainly pushing, getting that agenda and everything. My issue with the agenda was, last week was the fact that you
Covered
had
it.
buried.
Yes.
Yeah, that was only, I mean,
And that makes perfect sense. I mean,
I swear I don't know why it's not showing up here. I could swear she sent me a copy of the agenda, and I saw it, so.
all right.
I don't know where she got it from, but
Yeah, she might be on one of the lists, so yeah.
she probably is.
That's all three schools. Yeah. Right?
Because they have games, but I'm not sure, yeah, because it's Friday school today.
Okay, so that's one.
I'm not sure if we have tickets and students, is it
But I didn't
you can do it, I didn't even know there was one. Well, I didn't know there was one. Keep talking, see whether you're too afraid to show your face up there. No, that's your dog. We're doing Friday afternoon. Yeah, just in case. See what comes after that. I mean, that depends on whether you need it. Yeah, I did after I saw it. That's why I tried it.
Because yeah, otherwise we can't have.
Well, you showed me.
It's a good option, it's, covered is kind of. Be able to enact one, hold those, but yeah, I appreciate having that option too, but I'm gonna obey this whole So it did, I really do appreciate all the personally, it's been good to process, yes, because especially in but at least we're on the,
Wait a minute, law enforcement, always law enforcement.
And highway patrol.
Yeah.
My name is Anna Schreck, I'm the prevention specialist through Western Montana Mental Health
Oh,
Center.
very good.
Yeah, so I've been working with Tilly, and I just started back in July, so
Well, I see.
getting a lay of the land and,
Last time I
meeting
saw
lots of people and.
Somebody from your office was, a long time ago, I think her name was Danica or Danica, I can't remember.
Danica, and there was a person after her named Alex who was here. And there was a gap in the position for like,
Oh, really?
it was like October 24 until I started in July this summer last year, so that was unfortunate.
You have like a licensed therapist?
I have a communications degree, but so, yes, I've just been meeting folks and working with the schools, and we've been starting up a substance use prevention committee.
Hi there.
I would like, yeah, I would like to be down here once a week. Sometimes I get caught up in the projects, like after we had our introductory meeting in January, one of the things that came up was, fire, I mentioned that, and the other schools are interested too, having some kind of education program or something for students. Yeah.
I'm on a mission all the time.
Tobacco policy, like having some kind of, something for them too. So I've been kind of going to the natural research some of that.
Did you share?
So, yeah, so when I get copy projects, then I don't make it down as often, but I definitely been wanting to get down and see.
If you need Bill, call somebody else. Obviously, if you're in the basement.
And so, yeah, I'm just meeting people, and
Where'd my paper
letting
go?
people know like what my position is.
Right there. Got it. Oh, okay.
Oh, Hannah.
Yep.
No, I don't believe
It's
so.
like the movie with Tom Cruise.
Very good, right.
It's like the shark movie, but it has Yes. It's nice to meet you.
There you go. Yeah, we did. Monroe County Commission. Absolutely. Yeah, but read this big time, it says a lot.
What, you find more pictures?
No, this was the article on the front cover right there. This article here. But here's the thing, the front down article, who objected is Mineral Sanders and Missoula Irrigation District, Mineral County. It's in the paper.
You did?
Yes, we did. They thought 12.
We were the only ones?
Us, Sanders, and Missoula Irrigation District in Lincoln County.
Are the only ones that objected?
The rest of the counties blew it off. Tribe got to a whole bunch of them.
We wonder why we're 20 years into this now, 23 years into
They
this.
still can't get it right?
Well, here's the difference. What you have now is the guy who knows how to play for the first time.
Yeah, unofficial objection that counts.
Right. That's because I know how to play. What the tribe gave me. No tribe in America ever lost an appeal in the IPOA court in history. I beat them twice in the last 4 years for the first time in history for Lake County.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't work with those guys.
I can make some mistakes.
No, you shouldn't.
I just hate losing right. Tough shit, boys.
Leave Lake County alone.
I did it for life. That's why I quit. I got tired of getting lied to by commission. You understand?
He's just giving you a hard time.
That's good, though. I'm glad you are. Because I know one of my favorite employees over there is his relative. She is a gem.
She is, isn't she?
She is a gem.
Her husband's pissing me off. Because, you know, during the summer, well, during high school football, they said, we asked him about the pool barn. All the practice, everything, we're ready to go as soon as the ground thaws. And then, we got an event from somebody else.
This is over there.
What?
Up at our place in West End.
You bid it.
No, we couldn't get his nephew, Shalita's husband, to bid it.
Okay.
We asked Travis to get down and bid it.
Yeah, do it. Tell them to come for the weekend. The food's free. There's a band.
We already did. He said bring the kids, we'll take them 18 in.
You add
Yes.
people that I asked you to add.
I guess I think he's probably just getting too busy.
I just figured that out yesterday.
Happens when you have kids.
I know. I can relate.
So.
I give us credit, it's
She said,
Dan.
when to jump, I don't know anything about emails going on. That's what she said. But I think that would be her right now. I don't want to.
She's on the commission in this.
Yeah, sure. And, oh, gee, where's my psoriasis all over my
Oh, it's
It's just crazy. Yeah.
It wasn't.
I sent them two separate ones.
So I'm only having
Because you're, yeah. No, I don't. So I just told her to check it.
That was him.
Yeah.
We checked.
Again, tell her that I apologize.
I'm not gonna, you don't need to apologize. I told her there was a lot of trouble with the IS merging and stuff.
I think we're, well, yeah,
You guys are supposed to, you do that now as a reason.
Now I can send it to that air.
Yeah, good. What was that issue?
they're still changing. They're still looking into it. I have to do it a certain way. If you just type commissioner list, it doesn't go. It doesn't put the contacts in, so you have to go to 2-2, go to commissioner list, double click.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It is, but it works.
Yeah.
I did, I told you. Exactly what you're doing.
Typical lumberjack, you didn't tell me a word, not one thing.
Hey, Wally,
I'm trying to figure out how that happened with your envoy being.
there's stuff in my hands. That stuff did great, and now it's great. I'm trying.
Hey, what else is this? Okay, ordered something.
Quality, I'm gonna be a little wrong.
Quality is so if we carry, before I get it, is late fees. If quality.
If we have a late fee to Missoula, I think, don't we, or do we? No, right?
We can't see
I think it's stuff. I tell you, it did great. Now it's 3 or 4 days later, and it's starting to dry out again.
Don't itch it, coming down.
Okay, probably in the afternoon, I'm gonna go have lunch with a friend.
That's all right.
He said, I'm gonna go.
It's kind of nice, I do like Friday commissioners.
I
get to go to lunch with you.
All right.
Because I don't just, I only take off what I'm
Well,
looking
I
at.
know,
But
but
it
a lot of
seems to
times,
me.
1, 2, 3,
It's gotta take place.
so.
What about, I gotta bring a bologna sandwich.
I make sure to take it.
Yeah.
What is that? Should be.
It's 11:30, public comment will begin. Do we have any public comments? Go ahead.
All right, I just have a couple questions. My name's Clayton Ward, for the record. I'm just curious, I know it was brought up last week, and it was brought up about 4 weeks ago. What's the status on the black mold in the sheriff's office? Have they determined whether it's black mold? Has the insurance companies been notified? And what is the plan to take care of it? Because it not only is it a safety issue for the sheriff's office, I mean, it could spread black mold. I mean, they've closed schools down because of mold.
You know, the only thing I would like to comment, and then I'll let my school commissioners comment. Black mold is more than what we think black mold, and everybody's gonna die from black mold. But actually, it's very rare to get one of those molds that causes lung disease and death. I have asked that we confer with MSU because they know a lot about the molds. I wanted that to be determined first. Usually the treatment is bleach and water. And I did talk to maintenance, I believe he used bleach and water on that. Do we turn things into insurance? We do turn in damage to insurance. And that's really the only comment I have for you is that we can't jump to the conclusion that because there's mold back there, it's the lung-killing black mold. That actually is very rare, but I do appreciate your concern.
You know, it's like I said, And when I say insurance, is that I'm also dealing with the damage that allowed that to even occur, I mean, to the building outside and the repairs that need to be done. Because, like I said, I'm concerned for everybody, even in this office, and
Yeah.
mold is not a good thing to have, I'm sorry, regardless of whether it's the deadly black mold or not, just the general aspect of it.
Sure. I just don't want us to push the panic button until we need to push the panic button. But I do appreciate your comment and your concern.
So has MSU come and looked at it and confirmed if it is or not?
Could I have you come to the podium?
You know, that's a question then. Has MSU or what?
You know,
are
I
they
just
funding?
returned today and did not get an update on that. Maybe one of my colleagues has an answer. And maybe they don't.
I just asked Norm to come down, I don't know if he's available, but there isn't any sense in repeating this 40 times, let him
No.
answer the question, and
Yep.
our maintenance man is taking care of that.
Okay,
He has
All
a
right.
procedure that he's going through.
all right. I just like I said,
Part of the wall has been removed, and whatever was in there has been exposed, whether it was black
And I
mold
agree,
or
it's
whether-
not our place to determine whether it's a deadly or not, they need to.
Right, and we, again,
Yeah.
we got on the process, we
Yeah.
got on it
He's-
immediately, so we thank you for your concern.
Yep, thank you.
Julie Miller, and I'm here mostly to ask about, I'm here to ask a few things. Mostly having to do with, the website. So, did you advertise that position for a webmaster for a redesign on the website? Has that been publicly advertised?
Is that what we're doing?
Did you? Is it open? Cause I don't find it anywhere.
No, it's not, it is not an open position at this time.
Okay, then, I guess we're confused about how you're, updating the website if it's not an open position. Is this the previous webmaster that's continuing forward?
At this point, it is.
Okay, can you tell the public how much you're looking at spending for the update of that website? Because you just haggled our recorder and our judge about getting a raise. And the last I heard was you were gonna spend over $4,000 for the website to get updated.
You know, Julie, I'm not sure who you heard that from.
That was here in this meeting from you.
I gave you a figure, it's going to cost
No, you
$4,000.
stated in a casual manner it was going to be over 4,000.
I don't recall that statement. What I
Okay.
do know is that we continue to work with Rebel River Creative on our website, and I can only keep you updated as we have our updates.
Okay, when are the minutes and the agendas going to be available to the public? Because right now they're impossible to find. And according to the minutes that are posted, they haven't been updated since February of 2021.
And I can tell you that you're not finding the right site, because they are, nope, all I'm going to
They're for
say.
review in the clerk and recorder's office.
They are in review, and they also are posted on the website. So while it may not seem user-friendly, they are there. They are put on there in a timely manner. And Commissioner Zalawi is right in adding that you'll find the hard copy up in the clerk and recorder's office.
We do know that we can find it in the clerk and recorder's office because that's by law. But on the website, it is not where it has been historically. You changed the place. It's not easy to find. There are no directions that tell you where to find it. So the public is not able to easily find it. That's what I'm trying to make clear to you.
I understand.
You say that you are using the same webmaster, but many things on the website have not changed or been updated except for certain things. There's a job listing that's still there. Is indeed your administrative position still open? Because that job is still posted.
Thank you. He will look into that. Thank you, Julie.
It was never removed when you hired the first one, the second one, and
Thank
it's
you.
still up.
Thank you.
Look, it's hard for us to hear you give other elected officials an issue over $400 versus $2,000 in a raise that is in statute in the law, and yet give us, when we ask questions about how to access the public information, you tell us it's there. and it's really hard to take that, Dawn. We're asking that it be consistent, we're asking that it be updated, and we're asking that it be accessible by the general public in an intuitive manner that's easy to find. Not a calendar that you have to search through every day and then scroll down to the bottom to even see if it was updated yet. You used to post them as minutes, and it stopped February of 2001, and I'm not sure why
Yeah,
it
and
stopped
it
on
really
that
did not
page.
stop, so it will just take some digging around. I appreciate your comments, Juliet. The minutes are there, I assure you, and it looks like it's just gonna take some digging around to find them, but they are there. I do assure you of that. And I do appreciate your comments.
Okay.
Are there any other comments?
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Lori Dove, Lorelei Dove, Mineral County Disaster and Emergency.
Lorelei White Dove.
Lorelei Dove.
You were white before you were a dove.
That's true.
Blend together, Lorelei White Dove.
That's true. Recently I had some medical problems that has knocked me down. So I'm going to have to resign from my position as the DES coordinator. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's definitely necessary. And I'm handing in my official resignation letter. When this happened, somebody called home and I thought you were the chair, and to let you know what was going on, so. Anyway, I do wanna stay on and get somebody trained up and get them going in it. I don't want any money for that, I just wanna make sure that my job's not dropped or, thrown away or ignored. So,
No, it
thank
was
you.
It's important work you did, Lori, we thank you for your
Yeah,
service.
thank you very much,
Yeah.
Dave.
Thank you,
And,
Lori.
Sorry
yeah,
to hear
we would
that.
appreciate
Yes.
any help you can provide, because it's a steep learning curve, which you well know,
Oh,
dealing with the
yeah, and it was
state
passing me by, this technology is insanity.
floods, fires, disasters. I'm glad to see you're doing well.
Yeah, I am, I'm doing great. Not a lot of pain or anything, so,
Except for him.
well.
He's always been a pain, hasn't he?
All right.
Thank you.
Any other comments? If there are no other comments, then we will adjourn. Oh, got one. This should be a going, gone.
I didn't know if Diane was gonna come up or not. I re-regular and I ordered a pistol for Joan's birthday in September. And it was from Omaha Outdoors. And I keep getting these emails from Omaha Outdoors on the policy of the ATF. And their latest one is of January 31st of this year. They've passed a resolution, and I just got a hold of the Sheriff Funk, and he said that the ATF cannot make rules. But they made a rule that if you have a pistol, it cannot have a brace on it. The brace was so you could strap it to your arm and have more accuracy. And so they said that they can't have that, and they put that type of gun under a shoulder held rifle. And so there's 5 options in order to make it legal to do that. You could take that
Brace, they're calling it
brace off to accommodate it. There was 2 other options, I don't remember. One was to destroy the gun. But I would just like to know what the commissioner's policy is on gun control in Mineral County. Because the federal government is pushing every day to make more, I don't know what you'd call them, restrictions on the right to bear arms. And if we wait until the day they pass those laws, then we've wasted our time on keeping the Constitution as it was written originally. And so I would just like to know, where you stand. Ryan says he will not enforce that ruling because ATF can't do that. He says it's going to go to Supreme Court eventually, and they'll rule on it. But as of now, Ryan says he will not support that ruling by the ATF.
But so Omaha was sending emails, want you to send the brakes back?
No, Omaha Outdoors just wants every local county commissioner group to take a stand on what the ATF did. And Oklahoma has already said we will not support this, and Arkansas is in the process of saying we will not support this.
Well, many government entities have rule-making authority, administrative rules, so like your brother could attest that there were a lot of administrative rules for Department of Transportation. Some of those, and the Forest Service can have administrative rules. They, with the stroke of a pen, they decide if my buddies are outlaws riding in voodoo or not. It's done administratively. It does not go through Congress and get voted upon by our representatives. So there's a lot of agencies that use the administrative rulemaking authority, and people are surprised or disagree with it. So if it is going to the Supreme Court, it's probably because it's such a significant decision that it probably needs to be heard by Congress, as in, some form of gun control measure, not done with the stroke of a pen at a bureaucrat's office.
And I think that's what the ATF did. With the stroke of a pen, they said, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Administrative rule is not law.
Right.
And federal agencies love administrative rule. Did you trespass? Yes. Did you put out a forest fire when you trespassed? We don't care. But you trespassed, so, yeah.
Diane?
I'm Diane Magone, and I am the president of Mineral County Montana Rails to Trails. And I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the multi-county race grant. The rough draft should be completed this coming week, and that's a chance to make any changes. So since Mineral County signed on as a co-applicant, I would like to get that to the three of you as soon as I get it, hopefully by Monday or so. And then I'll come in next week, I guess, to get on the agenda, right, to see if you have any changes or whatever. It's a real quick turnaround because the deadline for the grant is February 28th. And I've also sent out lots of requests for letters of support. Already got Andy's back, thank you. I don't think it's necessary for you guys to write a letter of support since you're the co-applicant on the grant. So I just wanted to let you know that that would be coming, and if you could look through it, since we are co-applicants, and make sure you're okay with it all. The engineering, or the grant is being written by DJ and A. And actually is a person who used to work for the Department of Transportation also. Her name is Jacqueline Smith. Do you know her?
Charlie's Angel, Jacqueline Smith?
Yeah, that's her. No, she lives out by you somewhere. She actually lives in Mineral County.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, anyway,
Maybe Anne Marie knows her. Do you know her?
Jackie Smith?
Is that what she said?
Is the actress or the?
I don't know.
she goes by Jacqueline.
I think Jacqueline's here.
Do you know her?
I don't know her personally, but
Yeah,
it's already
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. So, be on the lookout for that, and please go over it carefully, and, because you guys know more about what you're doing than I do in that area. We'll be meeting again on Monday to kind of review it, so there we go. And then after that, they'll have another draft, and that's kind of just to fix it up and make it look right and all that, and then it'll be submitted. It's
Diane,
exciting.
I just just wanna say thank you for giving us a heads up and giving us a full week notice, because it's so much easier for us.
And it's so tight, you know, I mean, that's, yeah,
So I
yeah.
I appreciate that.
And they'll want that back by Friday afternoon, so,
But we have that heads up, we know it's coming.
yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did Jerry?
The public comment, my name's Clinton Boyd again. The public comment is scheduled to run from 11:30 to 12 o'clock, correct? Is that?
No, actually, it's 11:30, and when public comment, it starts at 11:30, and if there is no comment, then we'll adjourn.
Okay, I've seen on agendas before, I think. where it said-
Previously, that is correct.
Okay, because what I feel, and I just saw people walk in just a minute ago, you're about ready to close the meeting, and people walked in, they may have something to say, and the meeting would have already been closed. If they need to set a certain time frame, like you had it, 11:30 to 12, and not close it earlier. Because someone may be up in an office and not be able to get down here until 10 minutes to 12, and they may have a public comment. That's just something I noticed, and I don't know if anybody else has the same feeling, but
Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any other comments? Yes?
I guess, Jerry, Dr. Sanders, I don't know if he's considered talking about me walking in the door. I know public comment is 11:30. I meant to be here. But I had a medical
things happen,
emergency.
that's
I just
what
had
I
a
was
medical
just saying.
emergency. So, but if you had been here, wouldn't have been here, it'd have been my fault, not your guys'. I wouldn't have made any blame. I was just here again in support of Lori. That's why I don't know if Lori, if you guys have to make an official modification of the, what do I want to say, to accept her resignation or whatever, but I don't know what comments were made. Lori has a person in mind as taken over for her, and I just want to reiterate to you guys that George Gupson still again has told me that he will help out in any way that he can. He just wants somebody to say, help us. I mean, and that's all I'm here to say. That I mean, I have talked to George, and George thought he was going to be here today, but evidently he had other things to do too. So I just wanted to get back to where we were originally and get back on track for Mineral County. I was asked by the senior citizen last night, what is the DES plan for St. Regis in a disaster? And they would like somebody to come and explain to the senior citizens what is the disaster plan in St. Regis. I kind of give them a little rundown last night that our disaster plan is the fire hall, community center, and senior citizen center is our main objective of gathering. I mean, because it's going to be the easiest thing to protect in St. Regis other than a total full-blown flood. If we have a flood and the dike breaks, that's the only potential I see of a problem. But a fire or any other emergency, we have the facilities there, we have generators, we have everything we can facilitate. We have artesian wells, we can have water, we can have sewers, we have all the necessity and EOC there if we have to, and we've got 3 ways out of there. So that's what I told them, but they still would like an official person from DES or from our coordinator to come down and give them the exact plans that we have for disasters and stuff. So, but I gave them the rundown and they were happy with that last night, and so that's all I need to say.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Are there any other comments?
Yes. So I'd like to know when and why you guys keep changing the public comment issue. You guys made a public participation resolution, and the bottom of your agenda had changed prior to that, and then it changed back, and now you're telling us that it's changed again, that the public only gets from 11:30 until they're done, not 30 minutes like you have previously stated. You're now saying you've changed that?
I'm stating that, as you see on the agenda, public comment is at 11:30. If there is no public comment, the meeting will adjourn.
So you're gonna close the meeting early when you state that the public gets 30 minutes of public comment time?
I'm gonna stick with what I just said. Public comment is at 11:30. The meeting will adjourn if there is no public comment.
So tell me how it is you guys changed this, because you've now changed it 3 times.
Well, I do believe that's at our discretion. Commissioners Alawi and Simons, do you want to jump into this? Is there an answer to that?
I wasn't aware of the agenda or the changes, but to me, if public comment starts at 11:30, and there's a lot of people in here, and they keep talking till 1, we're going till 1. We're not gonna shut it down at noon.
No, my
But
concern
conversely,
is shutting it down before the 30 minutes of public comment that has been stated before is available.
Are you let him talk? Yeah.
I was just gonna say conversely, there have been times when we were here 11:30 and nobody comes in the door for 20 minutes. And so we think, well, nobody went. There's been more interest as of late, but in the past, sometimes it would be like public comment was like a moot point because nobody ever came in. So we probably got in the habit of, okay, it's 5 to 12, might as well go have lunch. Nobody's been here for 25 minutes. But if we have people here at 11:30 to
Your business hours are 9 to noon and 1 to 4, and you do state that if there's no business, you will close the meeting early before 4. And then it said previously that there was 30 minutes for public comment, that's part of the right to participate. And now you're saying, well, if we don't think anybody's gonna public comment, we'll close it early, even if there is someone on the way in. You're curtailing our ability to participate. And if you say you give 30 minutes, then give 30 minutes. It's no different than when you criticize another department in here about taking 5 cigarette breaks and closing their office. If you are in business 9 to noon and 1 to 4, is it not the same? Would you be upset? Apparently, you guys don't have a problem changing the rules for yourself, but it seems a little hypocritical to complain about the 5 cigarette breaks during the day, but yet you guys will close a meeting at a whim. The public right to participation is absolute, and you guys are curtailing that when you're closing your public comment. I get going home early because you don't have business, but public comment, you don't know who's coming. Ryan could be around the corner and want to say something, but he's talking to somebody else. So public comment is public comment, and curtailing that is curtailing the right to participate, which is in our Constitution for the state of Montana.
And in the past, if it had been 5 to noon and nobody's been in all day, I went up to go get some documents to the clerk and recorder, and Dwayne called up there and said, hey, tell Roman to get back down here, someone came in for public comment. We've done that, because you're right, we don't.
And that's different than saying meeting closed. That is different, is it not?
It is.
To adjourn the meeting in the middle of public comment when you have not given the time that you previously had stated to the public you had. So changing these rules at the bottom of the agenda arbitrarily at your whim changes the public participation, and you guys need to be really serious about that. Dawn, I have concerns that you didn't know.
But that would not be my issue, that Commissioner Zalawi didn't know. So that is not my issue, and I will say to you, public comment is at 11:30, the door is open, you have the right to come in. Nobody in this room missed an opportunity to give a public comment, and I stick by it.
But Dawn, you
Could
closed.
We're gonna
Okay,
do
I'll come up
this
here
in a
because
very
I-
professional manner, thank
You
you.
attempted to close the meeting thinking that no
Because
one
there
else
was-
was
that's
here.
right.
You were a
Okay.
rush to it. You didn't even wait the 2 minutes because there was other people.
Excuse me, I believe that we've talked about the topic. It starts at 11:30. Come on in and have your opportunity to talk. When there are no comments, then I have the right to adjourn the meeting. Can I?
So you're saying that there's no time limit. You could have one person here make a public comment. Someone like Jerry, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, shows up 10 minutes later, but you've closed the meeting? You need to have a set time for how long this public comment is gonna go. You can't say one person, because like I said, you may have Ryan that's out on a call and has something very important to put out to the public, and you close the meeting so he's not able to put it out to the public.
Thank you for your
It
comment.
originally
Thank
did
you.
state 30 minutes, and now it does not. And why does that change, and why is it arbitrary?
If nobody's here, so what, you sit around for 20 minutes and wait?
That's
Because you
okay.
know what, that's part of life.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't brush people off like that, Dawn. That is not the way to do things, and you do it a lot.
I'd like to know where the arbitrary rule comes from.
We do have discretion, and we have operated with that discretion. I think it's very clear that public comment is at 11:30.
Previously, it was listed as 11:30 to 12.
That was a custom, and we have changed that custom. We are here.
You're curbing
Nobody
public
has missed
participation.
the opportunity to talk during public.
You don't know
comment.
that when you close public comment early. You don't know that.
They should have a set time. 30 minutes.
Hi. I really think this is embarrassing, the approach that people are using right now. However, I have to say, I do agree with them. I really think that it should be from 11:30 to 12. I don't agree with her approach. I think it's very rude and very unprofessional. So, but I do agree with their point.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Mr. Short, did you have anything to tell us?
Andy Short, Mineral County Environmental Health and Planning. We opened up our first licensed daycare in the county.
Really?
This week. Alberton Early Learning Center. We have up to 20, 10 toddlers, 15.
Is that located right in town?
I think it's 159 Railroad Avenue. Apparently the need's there, it's
Yeah.
packed, so,
Yeah. Oh, it's a tax already?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a lot of people that commute from Missoula to go to work, and they drive right by, and the teachers that go to work, and it'll be good.
So, good news.
Yeah.
On Andy's note with that, also I was informed that we have a hazmat cleanup company moving into Mineral County also.
Really?
George informed us that they took an office at the school. They're a mitigation company, hazmat mitigation for whatever, mold or floods or whatever. I don't know if they're going to do the full DES for us, like on the highway. I've reached out to them. They haven't got back to me, but it would be nice if we have somebody locally in case we need them right away. I'm gonna find out, I'll follow up on that and let you guys know.
What's the name?
Southwest Pacific, Cat. It's south, they're from Hawaii.
Oh.
So, I mean, they come from Hawaii to Mineral County to start a hazmat business
I
or a
bet
clean.
they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Dayspring or something like that,
Yeah.
Dayspring, or a restoration company like that is what I'm assuming.
Oh.
Like I said, and I don't know, like I say, if they're gonna,
For residential
for
primarily.
residential or businesses or whatever, for mitigation work. So, I just remembered that, I didn't mean to take your.
He was gonna leave without saying anything, so we got it.
Well, he forgot about it, and I just remembered about it, so, thank you.
Are there any other comments? This meeting will adjourn.
Hey, Andy?